ruin hammers. You're like, that's not a game, Kib. But if it was, I wouldn't buy it anyways. Kibs must play Mycenia. Bigot. Now, we lost as Paris
yawning
because I just sat around and did fucking nothing for the entire game.
I heard you were a pacifist little bitch.
Yes, Paris simped hard on his little spot on the map and then died.
No, you moved to that one city.
Listen, it doesn't matter what city we move to. Game, come here. Game, get back here. Game's like, okay. Game is sorry. Herka Durka Muhammad Jihad. Now we're gonna do a new campaign, chat. Okay, we're doing mythological because that's infinitely more interesting than anything else. Now, chat, first things first. Trojans, Danons, or Amazons? Warrior Queen! That's terrible. Oh, she's kind of ugly. She's not as ugly.
The one on the left looks like she could have been good looking, like, earlier in life, but she's past her prime.
She's now old and wrinkly.
Saggy.
Good, I'm seeing people say Danons. You know that the Danons are unbased and retarded. Like, they're not unbased, Kib. They're just...
No. Ajax. He looks like a giant.
I think I need more tea.
Ajax, Diomedes, Menelaus, which is the king of Sparta, Agamemnon, Odysseus, and Achilles, the grumpy.
Where's Frodo? He's like, but you didn't vote for that one.
You had your opportunity for that, Chad. You missed it. Glow in the
Don't
Dark,
worry.
or why did 66 donates 5 Canadian bucks? I don't mind Kane being an alien. It fits with Renegade hints and Redler 1's ending. But he's a straight-up monster, an enemy of all humanity. Yeah, well, the thing that him being an alien isn't surprising. But I would have much preferred him not being an alien. He was just a Tiberium-based life form that was trying to help convert humanity to Tiberium-based entities. Because
instead of being like an alien himself, like be like something that was put on Earth to facilitate the transformation.
Yeah, basically I wanted Kane to basically be like an agent of the Skrin. He was there to help colonize the planet. Or something like that. And the whole Brotherhood of Nod was to weaken and destabilize the world's defenses.
Then it could have been interesting, because then you could have had like a faction of Nod that's still for humanity, but just followed what Kane preached, so they have their own like little sect.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping. Like but the Brotherhood of Nod would become like the pseudo-Skrin faction, like the Kane's followers, like loyalists, and then the other Brotherhood of Nod would have like a peace treaty with the GDI and basically fight against the Skrin. The Skrin/Nod forces.
That changed their chant though. Peace through military deals. Peace through military deals.
Peace through abandoned GDI military bases. Peace through... Ajax is Chad. Alright, Chad. Which Danon do you want? Do you want Ajax, Achilles, Odysseus, Agamemnon, I can't pronounce his name, Menelaus,
Agamemnon,
Ajax, and Diomedes? Diomedes looks kind of
my
like...
My vote is Ajax, because he looks dumb and retarded.
Ajax does look kind of great. Like, he looks stupid.
Also, I do have a soft spot for Ajax because of age mythology. And so I recognize his name.
He's like, Kane would never. One for Ajax, one for Menelaus. Francis isn't a character. Oh my gosh, chat. You're making this difficult for me. Just type in the name of the thing you want, chat, for Christ's sake. Don't be lazy, you little shits.
There. I help vote.
I don't even see hands coming. Kibs, go to bed, Moa. No. There, Ajax is in the lead. Ajax wins.
Mighty wielder of the sevenfold shield.
Somebody who's typing like, motherfucker. Should have typed faster then. That's your fault.
David, you expect Kibs to get a movie reference?
The Ajax has got a big beard, chat. Look at his beard. Lick his beard. Like, I don't want to know. Age of Mythology was my first RTS. Good memory, says Don Peter. Or Ptex. Good, good. Let the good memories flow through your body. He's like, that's kind of weird. But okay, I'll let it happen. Slow cycle, fast cycle, nighttime, evening. Time of day setting.
Real time. Machines are only gonna ever get night battles.
Oh my god. That's kind of retarded. That's kind of cute. But I'm not turning that on, because that would just be boring.
What are Ajax's unique units?
Unique factional units are Locrian Slingers, Ajax's Wall, which is some sort of spear shield infantry,
Heavy Spear.
Salamis Marines, good, sword infantry, Reckless Charge, so they're a bit nasty attackers, and then Tuker's Bowmen, Son of the Telemann, and
Campaign movement on sea. Huh, I would have not have guessed that.
Plus 12% campaign movement on sea at rate. I mean, that's going to be good for crossing the sea to get over to the Trojans, I guess.
Can he not get certain types of heroes?
What do you mean heroes? He is a hero.
No. So look underneath his armies. It says heroes, but one of them is X'd out.
This faction cannot recruit the following hero classes: Warlord Mentor, Warlord Commander, Warlord Warmonger. You can
Okay,
recruit...
so different.
Yeah. So he's got
Okay, so
things.
different factions cannot recruit certain types of heroes. Okay.
Look, that's because Ajax is low-key a good guy deep down inside, and you don't understand.
Loki, he just wants to get very personally acquainted with sheep.
Listen.
He's spiritually a Welshman.
He's like, the sheep are the sheep waifus await my arrival. Gay.
He's like, he's just dying here. It's like, bah, off in the distance. Like, is that you, God?
Skip.
Are you in Kib?
Nope, we's loading. We're playing
He's
as
just
Ajax, the
making-
big beard man.
Gay homosexual jokes about Ajax.
He said, I have a big beard.
I'm gonna play more Orwell.
Disco's like, I want to breed with Orwell. It's like, Disco, no, he's dead.
All the way
Mighty
up
Ajax,
here.
it is time to take your place at the forefront of the Achaean host.
Please.
Brother, your foolish passion has doomed us.
He's like, well, I
The
don't
island of
understand.
Salamis
Is that
needs
Paris?
proud and
Yes.
prudent fighters.
That was Hector talking to
Independent
Paris.
in spirit, yet willing to ally with Agamemnon and aid the Achaean cause.
None can stand against the bulwark of the Achaeans.
You have recently taken the settlement of Megara, but beware the men of powerful Athens who would curb your ambitions in the region. Whilst your attention was elsewhere, the pirates of Echis launched a raid and
Queens.
captured the Isle of Aegina. Now their
Cosmic
ships menace
Cosmonaut says, I
Samos
accidentally used someone else's credit card.
Retake
Bad
Aegina
Cosmic
and
Cosmonaut.
run these sea
Oopsie
wolves
doopsie.
down. Even with such challenges at your door, you will not abandon an ally in need. King Menelaus of Sparta has been wronged and must have his vengeance.
Paris of Troy must pay!
They cooked me!
It is your destiny, Ajax the Great, to shield your allies with undaunted fervor and defeat all who march against you.
My God.
In your underwear, because apparently he doesn't wear armor.
Ajax the Great.
Ajax, the big dick.
Hit them hard!
Ajax, big dick is
I
coming
can
for you.
appreciate his mental place right now. He's like, hit them really hard with big stick.
With big stick till they stop wiggling. Our
And then again, just to make sure.
Listen, chat. Not every Trojan is a heretic. No, I'm kidding. They almost die. Yeah, kill them all.
Just most of them are kind of faggy.
Most of them are queer homosexuals. Kibs wants the High Ground DLC because fuck you. It would be mildly hilarious if they came up to play with Kib. I don't think they will, though. You know what I could do? Is I could just waddle up there. You know what? I like that.
Assuming they let you.
Well, they'll let me. Because little queer homosexuals don't have a choice, Haynes. Is Ajax considered a giant?
He looks about the same, a little bit larger than normal people.
He's a tall boy. Ajax, the big dick. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Did you know that there are bird guys down there here? Things are hard to get down there. It's his hands because he's
They probably
retarded.
walked.
Hans doesn't realize that they walk. Hans doesn't realize anything. His hands confused.
They might have rode little ponies.
I think that's before they knew how to ride ponies.
No, definitely ponies.
Don't you fucking shoot at me, you fucking queer. So we're just gonna go up here and start lobbing sticks at them.
So your 24-man unit, is that a like giant unit or is
Yes,
that like just
giant
a specialist?
spearmen.
Okay.
They're a Mythos unit. Oh my god. I'm gonna.
You should have just
disable
told them to. You just should have just told them to stand there.
them.
Strength and courage.
They popped the regen already? That's kind of stupid of them.
Away. Ajax. Spears. Over. Wreak havoc. At your command. Wipe them out.
Oracle throw. Throw racks at
Feel
him.
my might.
Your hero is under attack.
He picks up a big rack. Mirror. No. You one of our guys.
Don't worry about it.
Combat ready.
Beepity bappity.
Ajax.
It's okay. A little bit of friendly rock throwing never hurt anybody except for that guy he killed.
Spears.
And there they go.
Ajax. Now they die. Now they die.
Just some mild fleeing from the enemy.
Hit him with a big fucking rake. He missed.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
Prepare to die.
Awaiting orders! Advance, men!
You will not see an eagle for action.
Use that to get speed bonus.
Ajax.
I like how that's considered the edge of the map, but realistically they just walk to a cliff.
Don't worry about it. At least the map designers are trying to have the edges of the map in that regard see somewhat believable.
At least the map's actually interesting.
I'm back. How bad is Kibs doing?
Winning.
So not so special.
Just on hard, nothing special.
But is it legendary?
No, problem with Legendary is it's not good for streaming.
It's also just not fun to play.
The save system, it's only just the saves it fucks with, and like it fucks with the camera movement, which is annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate restricted camera, I believe it is, and it's just
Yes.
no.
Words of a frightened child.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
Completely forgot Troy existed until they
Victory
I've seen people
is close
spam the
enough to
announcements
taste.
on the mythic mode.
Crunchy sounds. I do agree that the duels in these Total Wars takes fucking forever to play out, though. It's like ping, 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 ping. It's like, okay, just one of you die.
Masters of war!
And now that he's running, your units will be like, ah, now we can stab him.
Pretty much. We'll try. Yeah,
What's
look,
going on? Or that sorry, that duel.
The duel is the
it's over.
roughly equivalent to the dueling mechanic that was in Three Kingdoms. They have that bubble that appears
I saw
around them
that.
so units don't interfere.
Yeah, I saw that, and I can get why they do it. I still find it annoying.
It's better than how they did it in Total War Warhammer.
Yeah, Warhammer.
Hades has claimed the
It was
enemy
just
hero.
outright bad there.
I mean, this game is already better than Total War Warhammer, but that's not saying much. That's not setting the bar particularly high.
You barely need to try because you just have more stuff to actually engage with.
That was a really hard, like, whack with a spear to do that.
Even more unstoppable.
My god.
Ajax the Great.
The muscular. Sure. He's a happy boy in a happy world. So fantastic. He's Ajax the spastic. Come on.
Very well.
We need more dudes. More buildings.
That resource, what do they call it?
Bulwark of the Achaeans.
Exploit is still in there.
Don't know. I'm not gonna go out of my way to look for exploits because I don't care.
Victory feels good.
I never like doing exploity things because I find it boring. It's like, meh, yeah, cheese the game. The game's already got enough problems that makes it too hard to not cheese. I don't need extra shit. To be fair, the dual system, it would be kind of BS just to have one general shot, the other without at least looking cool doing it. That would be, But at the same time, when they thwack each other for 30 minutes, it gets a little bit silly.
Also, in situations like that, where the enemy hero was the only really one fighting, and his men are just standing around waiting for the duel to end.
They're like, we're bored.
Scourge.
Yeah, when the hero is the only threat and you have a better army, it's as long as you have a general that can at least pin him down, you can
Engage the foe.
easily win.
What can we build here?
I see they kept the color code system for the different types of buildings.
Yep, that's actually honestly not a terrible
No,
idea.
I,
but the building
that's not-
system is something I don't.
yeah.
I think
I
we all
don't
agree on
mind
that.
it's like military red, that's fine, but still the fact that it's like,
Ready.
oh, this is a small settlement. It will forever be a small settlement. Nothing can change that.
Empire management really has, for the long run, like starting from Medieval 2, just
We're gonna
gotten
kill the
worse.
Athenians after this.
There
After
was
we're
a-
done with this
well-
faction. 'Cause the Athenians are weak little cucks, and they need to die.
Defending the righteous.
My God, they're in a fortified position. Ah ha ha ha. That
And
doesn't
have a
matter.
lot of spear boys.
I just need to get close to them and shoot at them, and then they'll leave. They're like, That's always what they do. A river? Nice. We get to look at the Bloodwater again, which is kind of cool. They need maps that are just big, giant, like, shallow water maps.
Beards.
This side of the map...
It's not even near that part of the world.
Combat ready. Out of formation. Spears for the Achaeans.
For the Achaeans, Turka Turka Muhammad Jihad.
Forward with
I want them to come over to this river over here, because it'll be infinitely more interesting.
base army, go in a completely different direction.
sons of Titans. Giants.
Maybe we bait them over with one of the Skirmishers. I like how they're already exhausted. Funny. Throw some sticks at them and then run away.
Slingers. I don't have it memorized all. Yep.
Oh no, I'm scared. Ah, they're... What? They're holding
Your warriors are
formation?
losing heart.
Cheeky,
They're actually defending.
cheeky little bitches.
To
Normally
be fair, they
just-
still have ranged units.
They do. No river
They have
today.
range. They have range advantage. That's gotta be why. It's like you have two javelin units and they have more slingers.
Adam Wolford donates $5 to say, wasn't there going to be a BattleTech game like this where each house and clan had limited recourse? I think I heard something about mid-2000s. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think he meant to have that say resources.
I have no idea what you're talking about still.
As an empire management, and you have the tactical gameplay.
Never heard of it. Never ever heard of it. Sounds like a fairy tale to me. Honestly, a Total War style BattleTech game would be, again, much like Warhammer, awful. It would be an awful idea. An absolutely terrible idea. The Total War formula does not lend itself well to any sort of advanced style of warfare. It only lends
Anything-
itself to line and regimental based combat.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything past like pike and shot.
It's
This
too far.
formula does not hold up well with.
It's gonna look absolutely like trash. Okay, we got a little snuggly wuggly.
Solid in defense.
I'm a little bit paranoid about the numbers of bros they got. Because the thing is, ranged is king, and they have so many range, dudes. So we could just divvy up a bit. Shimmy, shimmy over there. Then we slide in some more homebros. We try something with the flank there. But thank you for the donation. But no, I've never heard of any such game like that. And we're blessed that that never occurred, if that's the case, because that would have been a disaster. If you're talking like Total War style, like fuck, that would have been pretty bad. That would have been a bad game. Only certain games could even lend itself to such a formula, and it would require it to be like medieval themed. At late, you could go as like pike and shot, like what Han said. Any further beyond that, I mean, no, you could go beyond that. You could go to the Civil War era, but that's where guns and artillery is getting too much, because you get things like the Armstrongs and stuff, and that's when it needs to stop.
Yeah, Armstrong guns, rifled muskets, Gatling guns, it's
It
gonna
gets
make
a
attacking
bitch.
borderline impossible without overwhelming artillery advantage, which would get really boring.
Yeah, because the meta would just switch to artillery. Welcome to the stream, Moo Moo. He's like, firstly, not Moo Moo, because I'm not a cow. I'm
All
gonna
the
milk
samurai
Moo
did.
Moo.
What?
What?
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
You can pretend, but I'm hoping.
I remember
that Moo
Follow
Moo
the
heard.
Samurai.
Oh,
That was
Samurai.
a special game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and they did that
Your
era
hero
well.
is under attack.
Well enough, made the gameplay well enough to where you can still kind of use melee units, even though once you got Gatling guns and stuff like that. No.
To be fair, if I remember right, the most OP unit was actually a traditionalist rifleman unit.
Yeah, because you have a melee and ranged. You can.
Well, no, because it was a unit that could shoot while hidden, and it was a rifle unit, so it had long range, and you could basically snipe an entire enemy's army. And, yeah, they wouldn't see you, so they wouldn't move.
That's about right.
Man, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. I really hope there's. Actually, I didn't check to see if there's mods to help with the morale, but like, this game could use a radius mod bad. Units don't have staying power. They run like little bitches very quickly. Which is good and
To be
bad.
fair, that kind of matches with the era where morale like was the big thing.
Don't do that. Don't do
Your
that.
warriors
Then they're gone.
have been routed.
They just ran through and tried to run through an enemy unit.
Well,
Yep,
no.
they do that. No, that's exactly
happened-
what happened. They tried to run through an enemy unit because an enemy unit backed
They
up.
were chasing.
No.
What I was going to say.
No.
Well, they were chasing the unit was running.
Yes, that's
They were
exactly
chasing
what
that
he
unit.
said. That's exactly what Fuzzy said. That's exactly the problem that I've had so far with this game.
Wasn't that there from the very beginning?
Yes. This is a problem that this
What?
game has that they really, really need to address quickly, because that issue has cost me that flank. I'm quite confident to that.
Your warriors are rallying.
Okay, good, they came back.
I don't think it'll ever be fixed. They have how long to fix it?
This game's been out for a year.
It's never gonna get fixed at this point. At
At
least
the
if you ask
current
me.
rate, no, it won't.
Like, yeah, you have all these mythical stuff and everything, but you can't fix basic stuff like that.
Too much. I mean, to be fair, the mythical stuff's not particularly fancy. It's just larger
No, it's
unit
not.
models. Because, like, in actuality, monsters and stuff like that, and orcs and shit, like, Creative Assembly lies to people, and they're like, that's a complicated thing. It isn't. It's a different model, and it whacks things, and it functionally and mechanically operates almost identical to anything else, except for some extenuating factors like, does it stun more? Does it push a unit
Your
more?
warriors are rallying.
That's about it.
Those are just numbers in a spreadsheet, pretty much.
Pretty much. Nothing Total War Warhammer's introduced was actually unique in the slightest. It was all just paint coat.
Cosmetic.
Yep. Fundamentally, it was basically just the same thing. Magic has been in the Total War systems and mechanics since Rome 1, with the Horn and like the priest ability from Barbarian Invasion. They've had stuff for that kind of stuff already in the games. The only difference is a lot more fantastical. Fundamentally, it still does the same shite.
It's hard to ignore that once you really... Once you even play even, say, 5 hours of it, you start to notice all these things. And given the source material, it should be a lot better, but it isn't.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
Good for them. So, okay.
Strength and courage! Ajax the Great! Combat ready! Don't hold back! Over to glory! Wipe them out! Wreak havoc! Swords! Move up! Moving up! In good order!
Boop.
Words of a frightened child! Foes beware!
So far, so good. Except for that, that's bad.
Ajax!
That's very bad.
For the Achaeans!
Units routing and just coming back.
Swords!
Bit annoying, but we gotta deal with it.
Trained and ready!
They run through it. They do the same fucking thing. It's fun.
Should you retreat into a plank formation? No. AI says yes.
That unit's gone. Which is bad.
Ajax!
The
We'll be
lack
right
of
back.
unit density is really interesting. In the sense that it makes a battle go from it should be an easy victory, to it might actually become a defeat because of the fucking unit density problem. Now, while I enabled guard mode and that solved my issue of units committing suicide, the enemy AI can just waddle through a unit and attack my unit in the rear, which is what's happened here. That is really, really, really bad. Like, I can't stress how bad that is. It means formation is absolutely pointless, because they just walk through your units. And that's what we just saw witness here. That's what we just witnessed. Oh, we're gonna rematch that because that's bullshit.
Personally, I started noticing unit density and formation problems in Warhammer 1, and it just gotten worse, and clearly in Troy. Much, much worse.
I've never seen it this bad.
Yes, hence I said much, much worse.
Like here, the units don't seem to have weight. It suffers from what Total War Warhammer has. This is Arch and I was actually discussing this. Like Total Warhammer has this problem to a letter. That's also why I don't like it. Units don't have any weight or mass to them. They just sort of slide and slop into each other. And we can definitely see the Total War Warhammer effect occurring here pretty badly. Yeah, we're just gonna save ourselves the opportunity and just concede because this is a waste of fucking time. Alright, we're just gonna throw ourselves at them and see if that's any better. Should be significantly so. Boop. Alright. Screw breaking up into 30 little pieces. We'll use these as our, like, quote-unquote cavalry. This game doesn't really have cavalry. You know, there is, like, mythical centaur thingies. That's as close as she gets. Okay, you know what? We'll throw those over there, too. We'll lock those guys like that. There. Slide them up here.
It will be. Right away.
Smudges. Smudgy muddies.
I try blocking them just to make sure they don't decrease effectiveness in battle.
Strength and courage!
Combat ready!
I think what I'm going to do, because I end up actually just turning off those features so much, I think I'm going to disable default run, default skirmish mode off, default guard mode on. I think that'll just save me time.
Ajax!
Spears! Forward!
Wide formations to catch them.
Ready to serve! In good order! Move up!
Ajax the mighty! I will! Break them!
And so it begins, Chatteroodles. Now that's mud.
At your command!
Steer clear of mud.
Master
Steer clear means go narrow. Er.
in good order!
Mudman, bad man.
Good order! Spears! Swords! Spears!
I don't know if this is me, but it looks like they aren't dying as fast as they would have in Warhammer.
Giants!
You just have a bit more life thing power, I think. I'm not sure.
Glory
It's been so long since I played that game, so I can't 100% attest to that.
Forward we go! Moving up! Spears! Forward march!
Okay.
Let's see blood! Massacre them!
No fear!
I return.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Go at them! Trained and ready! Yell at them!
There they go again.
Our way!
I mean, no, that's not them, like, that's them routing
Oh.
through me. It's silly that that's what they do. Killing routing units is also extremely difficult in this one. It suffers
That
from
frustrates,
a weird issue in that regards.
that frustrates me. It's just,
Sons of the Kia! Move up!
It's not the end of the world, but I can understand, yeah, because
it.
it is agitating when it
Is
does
it-
occur.
I've had a problem
warriors
in
are losing
Warhammer for
heart.
such a long time to see it.
See there,
Not
look.
a problem.
This unit has now ignored that unit. Now, they're actually holding up for once there, but this unit is continuing to just walk through without really any actual repercussions. That kind of stuff is a bit breaky.
With hoplite warfare that this is supposed to be, that doesn't.
Now they're hitting my ranged unit because they just ignored the fact that they were engaged in melee, which made the spear unit defending that line completely pointless because they just walked through them as if they weren't even there to begin with. I'll read that in just a hot minute.
Foes, beware!
I might not be
All
able to
your
win
units
this
have
just
no
because of
more
how this
ammunition.
functions.
Masters of war!
Spear!
Yeah, because if it's 2v1, you one unit through them and the other unit pins it down.
At your command!
Combat ready!
Giants! Destroy!
Swords! Forward we go!
Ready to serve! Don't hold back!
Wreak havoc!
Ajax! Charlie! Strike true! Valor and duty!
Oh,
Spears! Massacre them!
Oh, 50-50.
Kill them!
all it's gonna take is some really dumb thing. Now, I think by simply turning on the guard mode, we've managed to negate some of the game's fundamental problems. By simply just
Your
turning
hero
on the guard
is
mode.
under attack.
Well, it looks like some units get so far enough that you break their army into little tiny pieces while yours stays cohesive.
Well, the issue is, the thing that's also helping the enemy is helping him as well.
Yeah, it's basically a double-edged sword. It's really who it fucks the most. It's what it seems to be.
Arrows are still being a pain.
They are gonna be. They're heroes. They're spongy little cunts. Focus on shattering, though. That's the focus here.
So that's to help the enemy's heroes are primarily melee focused as well.
Yep. It's fine if he wants to waddle away. I don't care. Units seem to struggle running down units badly in this one, though. Like, look at its kill performance. It's not terrible, but that's pretty bad. Like, that's in the midst of enemy units. That should be climbing a lot higher than that, especially considering they're routing troops.
Is it the hit point system? Because that's the first thing I'd go to.
It
No,
might be related.
I honestly think, considering how collision works, it's just that even if his models are trying to hit theirs, because there's no real collision, they're not getting the hits off they need to.
They just sort of slide out of range.
That would be my guess. There we go, finally. Morale loss.
Finish this!
Don't rocket him.
Victory is close enough to taste.
Now, Diego Flores donates 5 pens to say, would you say the Total War formula could work for a game set in the imperialism era, start from the 1913 Franco-Prussian War till 1913?
Honestly, I would say that's...
push to through the Victorian era, but honestly, I wouldn't.
The
Like,
thing
I
is,
would avoid that.
you're starting to get to the point where...
Artillery's too much meta.
Yeah, and that's
If Frank-
going to be your issue.
The Franco-Prussian War was where you were starting to approach World War I style combat.
Yeah, that's kind of World War One formula doesn't work, and I just direct people look at the World War One Total War mod. Like, people are like, but it's like that's not how World War One combat works.
No,
They're
it
fighting in
doesn't.
big block infantry units. Like, they did that for the first like couple of battles in World War One, and then stopped immediately.
Because it's like, wow, look at our fucking attrition rates.
Holy fuck! Being gunned down by machine guns isn't good.
Ask the French generals at the beginning of the World War One how'd that go for them.
It was certainly something. I'll say that much.
Because if I remember right, didn't some of those French generals have their armies marching in columns?
Yes, and they had uniforms that were easily spottable in a more grayed out environment. It was a red and bright blue,
Ajax, the
or not
Great.
bright blue, but regular blue, while the Germans had grayed out uniforms that could better camouflage themselves.
I gotta
And
orientate
this is during
myself.
an era where you had bolt action rifles.
Staunch ally.
Staunch alloy. Oh, my aim is staunch alloy. Without fail.
Honestly, you might want to consider getting some swingers.
Yeah, the ranged meta is actually pretty strong.
Never falter.
Oops. It's not too bad, not too shabby.
The javelins are clearly did their job, especially for flanking. You get them around, they'll do the work.
Emo, you're assuming that
Ajax
Kibs
by my
has
side, my
access
cause
to
will be
centaur
well
units.
I don't, sadly.
That would be potentially an answer, but again, I suspect it's the unit collision that's actually going to be the issue with that.
Ajax, my brother and
Cavalry does have the same
What can
problem
I do
with
for you?
running down units, at least in Warhammer 1, or the Warhammer games. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here.
I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem here. I'd imagine it'd be the same problem Let's just get all the non-aggression packs
I
so we can
expect
focus
a
on
profitable
other
meeting.
people. Non-aggression. Oh, don't want non-aggression? Fuck you.
To be fair, he wasn't that opposed to it, just -2.
Yeah, but I don't want to give him anything because I'm lazy. He's gonna have to beg for Kibs' favor. My goal is to wipe out these two little islands that I'm at war with, and then I'm gonna try to switch my attention to the Athenians and just crush them.
Opinions deserve to be punished.
The Athenians with their stupid,
Philosophy.
like, staring owl flag
Staring
symbol.
perpetually into my soul. It's- My only concern is crossing the ocean to get to those isles.
I mean, you do actually have increased movement, don't forget that. At least on the ocean.
Close. Thriving settlement. Okay, how many turns would it take us to approximately get? Approximately 3. By then he'll have built up his forces to such a laughably high number that we'll probably be in trouble. So simply doing that attack would just be a bad idea.
I will.
It's better to heal and to
Never
recruit.
best it.
So here's the question then. Do you think it would be a good idea to swap out those javelins for slingers, or are javelins still are actually viable?
Deadliest.
I'm not a... The javelins got good damage. They just need a little bit of AVing. Honestly, I'll leave them. I'll leave them because I'm going to grab the recruitment just to get the numbers up. With the numbers up, then we'll launch an attack and then we'll hopefully crush those isles. And then we'll be able to turn our attention, because I want to crush Akis, and I want to take that little one right there, turn around, and then pop from this island all the way back up to Athenia. That should give us a nice little foothold over here. And if we can stabilize ourselves with some ally friends, we can then maybe go molester Troy or something. What's our unique mechanics? I'm not reading that. Get Eddie. Oh, we can challenge people. Arminius is deeply devoted. Are these challenges from this be?
Plus food.
Left click to challenge this paragon. Sending the challenge will spawn a paragon and their army near their location, where they will wait to meet you in battle. Interesting, we'll try that later, when we're done with that enemy.
The thing is, at least it's not like, we just teleport you there right now. You actually have to be nearby to challenge them.
Mm-hmm. Ajax's tower shield.
Kind of the thing he's known for.
Better maneuverability of the water, we're going to need that.
Plus on top of the one you already have. Additional range of javelins. I mean, it's not terrible. And you do have javelins in your army right now.
Yeah, it's worth taking.
Yeah.
Invite guests. I'm not inviting them. I don't want them. These people are purple. But the Corinthians have a cool name, so... I can't invite them. Neep. Alright, well, that's fine.
Corinthians are like, who the fuck are you?
Poseidon. Pray to Poseidon.
Oh gods.
Poseidon, I thank you very much.
Sounds like, fuck you. Minus 50% movement in the water. And you're like, no.
Why must you be so cruel?
We feast to honor the gods.
Immune to deep sea attrition. Yeah, I'll take that.
So every single cult has their associated mythical unit, yeah?
I think so. Let's take a look at it again. No, they don't have mythic units. You get a mythical ability for worship effects. The bottom one right there. You can use Tidal Wave, the divine ability. Which is like a battlefield call-in. Sort of like Generals has.
Oh, no, because I'm remembering when you were playing Paris, you had that serpent. The Hydra.
Yeah, we gotta unlock the monster quest. We'll do a different monster this time. We did. I do like the Hydra quest. The Hydra quest was cute. It's like it's a sea monster. Except Paris's campaign was 44 turns of me sitting there until I died, because I just like, yeah, no, Paris is surrounded by allies. I don't want to conquer my allies. I should have betrayed my allies.
Forgetting that you're playing a total war game and allies are fucking useless.
They were. Hector's like, oh, little brother, I care about you. He even called me little brother. I'm like, oh, Hector, we've been. And then I'm getting invaded, like, Hector, help. And he's like, looks the other way. It's like, Hector.
He's like, ask your thought for help.
Ajax the Great.
What you do is, you ally the enemy, you tell him to go
we're
send
going
his
there.
armies away, and then you take all of their settlements. Well, they can't defend.
Did you know that this water is wet? I bet chat didn't know that. You're welcome for that knowledge. Like, well, yeah.
This settlement
Is war wet,
Paragon.
or does war just
If
make
Lord
other
Anal
things
is
wet?
high enough, you may
Just goes like,
challenge
It's just
them.
like, I don't want to get
Defeat
into this
them,
philosophical
and they will
discussion
serve
right
your
now.
cause.
Leaves call. Goes to...
Now we know how to scare off Kibs. Big words and big thoughts.
Because
To be fair-
stinky, no.
Here's the answer that I you said as a joke, but here's my unironic answer.
Ah, wait, no, hold on. Marco says, thank you for the help, Marco. He says, Cyclops, Poseidon gets the Cyclops. Okay, so we're gonna get a Cyclops.
Okay.
Cyclops. So they do have mythical units for the different deities. That gets a 4 out of 7 cutes. Like, that's not... It's a bit... It's more
But here's what I would say. If you're just talking to like a regular person who doesn't give a fuck really, sure, water's wet. The
Are
technical
we actually
answer
having a conversation about this?
well,
Yes.
no, I'm just giving my answer. Technically, no, water is not wet.
I
No,
could
technically,
challenge this guy.
water is the thing that the other things are wet with. Or can be wet with.
My nipples are wet, says Squatch Hammer. Well, the more you know.
Brr, 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 brr. Gay.
Are they making the milkies? He's like, the sour milkies.
You
Ooh.
should probably dry them.
Probably. Oh, looks like I sprung a leak. Terrible. Like it's a vomit out of a vomit.
Give no quarter.
I like how he just leaves. He's like, fuck, nope, I'm leaving. Bye.
Free settlement.
Hit them hard.
Pretty much. Well, they don't do the manual, because maybe it'll have a river. Wait. River. Yes. No, it's over there.
Are those harpies in his army?
Yes, there are.
Yes.
2 mythic units. We'll shoot them out of the sky with rakes. Ajax kind of looks like his brain is very small based on his face. This settlement looks familiar. Suspicious.
Masters of war.
Okay, we will see. Is there a barricade system like that? Maybe. I don't know.
Over.
And then I'm assuming, since you got your special swingers, that they're a bit better than regular swingers.
The Achaean slingers. I don't think the Achaean slingers are the special ones. They're just Achaeans.
Masters of war. Charlie,
I'm thinking.
at your command.
I'm pretty sure they're special because you have the option of recruiting this swinger or a regular swinger.
It's named, it should be special. However, the enemy I think has a slinger unit, you can compare the two.
They have Achaean slingers. Yeah, I think the Achaeans are just basic units. Where's the hoipies? That's a lot of hoipies. Ah, they pussied out and didn't show the titties. Cowards! Creative Assembly are cowards! To be fair, I'm not surprised.
To be fair, yes, the harpies did have that, but they were also kind of, well, not kind of, they actually were ugly.
Yes. No, them being ugly is fine. I'm not expecting them to look like hot waifus. They're fucking monsters. They're supposed
They
to
are.
look like monsters.
It's like at a distance, they're supposed to be, it's like, oh hey, it's a chick. When you get closer, it's like, ew.
Ew, cringe. Now watch, they'll sally forth as soon as they start taking damage. What? The AI's behaving differently? No. I think they just contemplated a little bit their life decisions and choices.
Awaiting orders. At your command.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy over there. You shimmy. There. They'll stay there to absorb a range unit. I'm not sure how to feel about those. You know what? I think they're gonna go for my dudes in the back.
Obviously.
Hey,
They see you,
sweet.
hero.
Victory is
Oh
close
my
enough to
god,
taste.
no, my man. Oh, they're getting fucked.
I mean, it's a clever tactic.
Is it really a clever tactic?
Is
Yeah,
it even a
it's
tactic?
actually using them. Oh. Your unit's already routing.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Disgusting whores, kill them!
Although, if they actually want to use them properly, they would have them retreat and just do him run.
Strafing run, I believe, is the term you're looking for.
Beware. For the Achaeans. Wipe them out.
Those are barricades. Yeah,
They're not actually barricades because you can't tear them down.
They're obstacles.
Which is dumb, in my opinion. Because they don't even do anything.
Oh no, they physically are bar your path.
I have a feeling those are going to come back.
For the Achaeans.
Probably.
Forward march.
Boyd 291 wants everyone to know that he hates thistles.
Well, the more you know.
Indeed. Profound.
Ajax.
Deep even. Oh, I think they're coming back.
Masters of war.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
Moving up.
one.
This announcer really needs to enunciate his words more.
He's having a difficult time. He's old.
Because I swear, every single time he says that one, I think he says shited.
Shited.
The enemy has shited your units like, ooh.
Oh no! That's not a good attack. Run, boys!
Exactly.
So, was the Trojan.
We are using the condom powers to defeat our enemy. Like, nice, I like condoms.
As
Thank
your
you,
boys just scream, "Be God thoughts" as they charge.
Basically. We're killing harpy whores.
Kibs has strange thoughts.
Your hero is under attack.
That should be the end of
Yeah,
it.
so it's Warhammer 40k Light. Or fucking Warhammer Light.
Yes.
Except imagine settlement battles and siege battles. And there you go.
Except so far, apparently, the game has a hard-on for putting settlements in the bottom of ravines.
It does. At least it has settlements, but I swear to God, most of the Trojan settlements are in the most awful defensive positions I've ever seen. It's like, we built a settlement in a valley to be attacked on all sides. It's like, okay. No.
For glory. Ajax.
You just chase him forever.
Zakiv is wondering, but
Who's left?
what is the appeal of these types of games? Because I'm at a loss.
The appeal? You get to control big armies and watch them bonk each other. That's kind of cute. It's kind of simple, really. You control armies and generals, and you have them thwack each other over battlefields to take more territories and paint the map your color. It's a very primitive gameplay core concept, but it's actually fairly enjoyable when you add a few extra mechanics to make it more interesting.
Right up assembly, adding mechanics.
To be fair, they actually do. They just also remove mechanics. That's the other thing if you forget to think about
Yeah,
it.
that's the issue. They do experiment, but they also remove as much as they experiment with.
And a lot of their experimentation well fleshed out or thought out, and they don't even try to fix it.
Yeah, Creative Assembly deserves heavy criticism for their actions, because they have the ability to produce great products, but they actively try not to, and it's their fault, and they should apologize for being absolute monkeys.
Three Kingdoms, for example.
Three Kingdoms
Promising
could be
concept.
so good if they didn't pull the plug on Three Kingdoms and say they're gonna make a second game. Oh my god. Three Kingdoms could have been actually a decent Total War. But they actively screwed their own development by saying that they are going to cut support for Three Kingdoms and instead focus on developing a second one out of pure greed just to milk the game more. The worst
And
part
to add
is... Hold on. I'm not done because I gotta get my piece out there. The worst part is they released the 8 Princes DLC to show where the game's supposed to end. They haven't even reached the Three Kingdoms point. That's so agitating.
Yes, and they... What was it? The Northern expansion was something they promised and did not deliver on.
Yeah, in the last expansion pack to Three Kingdoms, Korea, the Korean Peninsula, was added to the map, which showed that they were the team was intending to add Korea to the map, and they were also mentioning they were going to add Mongolia as well. Like, that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
And then they pulled the plug on that stuff, which is mind-boggling. Like, what would be cool for this game is if they added Egyptus to the south, because then you could get the Egyptians, and that could be kind of interesting. Maybe just like Cyprus, so it's like a small part of them, because they're kind of powerful at this point.
Yeah. Three Kingdoms also had a lot of interesting mechanics that could have been refined.
Like the idea of numerous generals that had special retinue. Granted, that's more of a Chinese thing.
Yeah, and there's also the diplomacy and character system. Granted, they got rid of some stuff, but what they added could have easily been, not easily, but could have been expanded upon.
God, stop
filling
yelling
the
me.
gap.
God's a dick. How could you, God? I trusted you. He's like, Kib, actually.
So do you have to actively worship them each turn, or does that something that can just happen?
You kind of have to actively do it. Now, I'm going to waddle away. They might just go and attack that province, which is fine. They'll probably...
The thing is, you're attacking the
farthest province.
Well, I hate it, because it's like, you're attacking the big city in the province, and it's like, but they all should be upgradable, but whatever.
Actually, Melos is the big city, and Melos is uncolonized. Melos is over here. There it is. Next to this volcano.
They raised it. They raised it.
Oh, he did? Nice. That's fine by me. I can just colonize it. Then I'll turn my attention to the Athenians.
Resettlement? I mean, why not grab it?
I mean, that's what I'm going to.
Is it similar to Attila, where it like takes half the army?
It might, but I can regrow it. People make babies fast in this game. That's one feature I kind of wish they'd bring back from the other Total Wars, is like the population mechanic. Settlements with population could recruit, so you needed people to make babies in order to have more people to die in your god-forsaken wars. It's kind of great.
It's one of the reasons why I really appreciate Rome 1, because when you recruited a unit, or even an agent, it actually tracked that you recruited that agent from the population.
It also made spamming less possible. It's like you actually had to develop your empire to be able to support such a large army. And not just with money.
Yes.
Could be good.
I suppose from this scene you can look at the details to double check what your faction special units are.
Are they here?
No, on the details tab. No?
That'd be the faction summary tab, I think.
Summary, alright.
I have a mute. Faction summary would be...
Because I just want to double check what your special swingers were.
Okay, it's not there. Prayer to Poseidon. Rising Strategic Threat. Warlords of Salamis. Where would that be listed? The Path of Greatness? No, that's just the path for challenging. Is this character kind of like Lubu? I feel like Ajax is Lubu. Like, he's just gonna bonk people to death.
To be fair, Ajax's thing, from the little I remember of his story, is that
I never fought.
he wasn't as strong as Hercules, but he was fucking up there.
Bulwark of the Achaeans.
Ajax was a tough lad.
Go at them.
He will nab
Uh-huh.
us. What's up?
Oh no, I'm just looking at the balance of power. It's like, alright.
We outnumbered them.
And you have an actual hero, and they don't.
Actually, they have a hero. They don't have an epic hero. Every garrison also comes with a standard garrison hero, which is a bit better than Three Kingdoms because at least there's something to counter something with, even if they suck. Let's see, where's the best to attack from? Here because the high ground. Kinda. Actually, it's kind of slopey there. It might not be a bad idea to push on the left instead. Because rangers might have an easier time shooting them. We'll try left.
No fear. Awaiting orders. Spears. Into formation now. Forward march. For the Achaeans. To glory.
Actually, you know what I could do is I could be a little cheeky.
Moving up.
Cheeky, Greeky.
Forward we go.
Basically.
Spears.
And do that cheeky, squeaky, breaky move over.
On the move. Hungry for glory. Onward, warriors. At your command. Forward we go.
Hey, music is, I'd argue music is definitely better than Warhammer 2.
Oh, easily.
Kingdoms, I don't remember.
They put a little bit more
The
effort
music
into it.
is...
Ready to serve.
It's what it should be.
Yeah.
But
has more-
it's not really that memorable. It just kind of seems like...
You'll forget it, I think, after it's off. Like, it's nothing... It's not like Jeff Van Dyke with the Medieval 2 and Rome 1's composition skills. But it's more notable than Total War Warhammer with its generic fantasy sounds. This is a
It
bit
fits
more
the thing.
generic, sort of... Its influences, you can definitely tell, are the Troy movie, and I think that you can definitely feel a little bit of 300's influences in play.
Like I said, it's not bad. It's just... It does its job, and that's it.
Essentially.
at least a step in the right direction. It's not what I want, but at least I have something to enjoy it to help make the battles feel that much better. What frustrates me about I can't help but will on Warhammer. What frustrates me about Warhammer, you listen to the trailers and you can clearly tell they could make good music, they just don't. Or just refuse. For some reason.
Fine. Their hero doesn't want to waddle forward. I bet they'll waddle forward when their dudes are dead. No, they're kind of holding. That's fine.
They're just gonna stand there and take it. Why not whittle down their melee?
It might be that AI thing where you have to lower a unit's health down to a certain point before they react, though I'm not sure they'll do it here.
Wilther asks, at it again, Kyle.
We gotta work hard to make Mun-Muns for the game's development. We're succeeding. We're becoming more powerful than you can possibly imagine, Champ. Like, what? It's not, I wish that's how that worked, but it's not really. It's kinda, sorta, little bit, so if you don't think about it. Also, they brought back the N key. Being able to zoom your camera to where your mouse is pointed. I hated that fact that they removed that.
I always... It wasn't the biggest feature, it was a really nice touch.
I can zoom over there and just press N and then close it like a little binoculars.
I find it allows you to appreciate the scale of the battles more.
It's nice because for me, it's like, okay, I want to zoom into something to see something a little closer, but I don't have to, like, scroll in and out real quick. I can just press N, and that's normally good enough. It's kind of like the insert key. But I want to look at what the little homeboys are doing. Little homeboys are flinging rocks. Incredible and profound, I know.
You have money.
Black 1917 donates $5. Say Squeak, read Kibs. High hands, high fuzzy, high smashing, high
Oh, you're
disco.
still streaming.
How's Kitty?
Sebastian, what did you think he was doing?
Kitty
I
I thought he was
is
just
a
doodle
fit.
fucking around because the icons
wouldn't
for
be
Steel
playing
Vision, and I
this.
don't see an arch here.
No, if you look at the icon on Discord, it says he's streaming.
Yeah. Oh my god, what are they doing? They made a little cute ball. They want to die in that ball.
I thought he was
No.
just streaming on Discord for our benefit.
Oh
No.
god, like,
No.
if I was... As soon as I'm done streaming, I'm gonna go back to work.
If only you had artillery right now, that would be such a true target.
I mean, it works, what I got now. Like, they're dying in droves.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
It looks like the unit's trying to get to a focal point, but
Unit pathing
can't.
is having a bit of a tism. And because of it, they balled up to die in a ball.
And their shields are not facing you.
They don't even have shields. They're just
yeah, like they're not even armored.
Oh.
Like this is a cheap,
I see.
like militia unit.
Oh, I see. It's just the animation, and the fact that they're clumped up is so hard to see.
They've decided to rout, which is probably for their best in their best interest.
Look at that blood.
You can turn up the blood. I turned it up a bit by 100% extra.
Ares is pleased by this display.
Ares
Look at
better
those-
be.
Look at that pile of bodies.
That's when you like I get Ares report. It's like I don't know. I mean, they were kind of retarded. Basically, just standing there, not really a fight.
It's like, oh my god, Ares, you picky little whore. He's like,
It's like, what? It's my job.
I can't believe the AI is just taking it. Normally they just sally forth and kill themselves.
No, the thing is, in some Warscape games like this also happens, where the AI just constantly psychos out the unit that's like standing at the gate or entrance.
Why are troops imitating snake mating rituals? Because they're horny. He's like, oh, okay. Listen, do not judge the troops, for the troops judgeth thee.
A better explanation than pathfinding.
And then the troops realized, oh shit, we're about to die. I guess time to initiate snake romance.
Snake romance. Yeah, pretty much.
And then your army says,
Snake eater, whatever the song goes.
and then your army's like, what? 3 targets? Okay.
Yeah, then your army's like, snake cult faggots.
Roll lots of horrible things at them. Punish the faggots.
All the fun vulgar words. I mean, if their hero's just gonna stand there, I don't particularly mind.
Might as well introduce your javelins to them. Might be better to actually just hit the units, because it looks like a lot of them are missing.
Macross in chat asks, something that keeps me wondering about this game. The Amazons have a volley ability that makes them shoot at a circle. It's such a quality of life. Why doesn't every ranged unit have that?
Training?
Wait, what's the ability function do? Is the Canterbury circle?
No, he says it's called volley, where they attack a specific point on the ground in a circle.
That is kind of a neat
that.
function, and I think you're right. Every unit should
Oh.
have that.
That, yes.
Oh my god, I'm gonna take hardly any casualties from this battle.
Like such a useful feature, like Rome 2, in particular, I liked it, as sometimes when you have them fire on a unit, they would fire in a stupid direction, so having it attack a
One
specific
of your
location
units
is a
has
really
no more
good way to
ammunition.
get accurate fire, somewhat. Especially when the enemy blobs up.
Throwing ranks at the enemy, don't mind me.
You're just looking at you and thinking, yeah, I'll take it. Come on.
It's looking at this and then remembering fond memories in Rome 1 when I just get Rhodian Swingers. Those guys are absolutely terrifying. Even late game, Rhodian Swingers are very dangerous to general units, even with all their armor. The AI just looks like basic Total War AI right now.
Yeah.
Nothing particularly new bug-wise here. This is a problem in all Warscape games.
Yeah. This problem existed somewhat in Rome 1 and Medieval 2, but less so in Rome 1. At least when you were approaching
I mean, Rome 1
settlement.
and Medieval 2 have a lot of problems. Like,
They
I
do.
like those games, but they
Just
have
off the
issues.
top of my head in Rome 1, the pathfinding issue in large cities.
Oh god, the pathfinding is the worst.
Hero is under attack.
Or if a unit gets stuck in a siege tower, that's another annoying one.
That's been it was interesting to deal with, where the siege tower would get stuck, the enemy army would not do anything, and I would just have my range units just slowly walk around and keep doing that. Some of it was fixed, which where I can at least move them through the streets and stuff like that. A lot better. Some of these other problems are still there.
Little Flappy Birds. Pretty
They're
fucking
really a good idea.
These guys do have a ranged attack.
Stop wasting my time! Masters of war! Lethal at range! In good order! Spears! Destroy the foe! Onward! Foes, beware!
Enemies of the free world, beware!
Wreak havoc!
Decoration Club asks, are Rhodian Swingers from some form of Star Wars kink? No. Rhodian Swingers
From the Isle
the
of
island.
Rhodes. Yeah.
Yep. They're a mercenary unit in Rome.
Yes.
Because different regions had special mercenary units you can recruit.
Yeah,
well,
like
well,
in,
there's no Rhodian slingers here. Unless he's talking
No,
about
no,
that.
not in this game. I'm just saying in Rome 1.
Or there
Those are
might be
really
Rhodian
good.
slingers. I have actually no idea. Rhodes is
I
in
mean,
this
to
game.
be fair, I want to say, to be fair, of all places to have like a special like unit, you think it would be the faction that starts with Rhodes.
Rhodes, Cretan archers would be kind of great.
But you want to bet it's going to be DLC.
It might already be in the game. I don't know. It might not be. I don't know. I've not been over there. Can't comment. And the fact that maybe.
Onward, warrior! Destroy the foe!
Well, bird people need to go die.
But they're already committing suicide, throwing themselves against your spears.
My reputation.
Combat ready! Wreak havoc! Spears!
Oh
Just
god,
mob
hearing
him.
them say that just reminds me of the fucking battle chatter in Three Kingdoms. God, that was awful.
Oh god, it is bad.
So witty, so very witty. It's like, shut up!
Shut the fuck up.
Well, the English voice acting was... I did not like it.
I just left it on the Chinese because the voice lines and the writing for Three Kingdoms, like sometimes they would say something cool. Like one of the non-Mon guys would be like, "Ah, you fat Imperials, where's your emperor to fucking help you?"
Where's your emperor to protect you now?
Like stuff like that, and that was kind of cool. But a lot of the dialogue was super lazy. They talk so much in 3K, they do, and they say nothing. That's the worst part about 3K's dialogue system. Is a lot of their quote-unquote banter is just pointless. Like, only the few times when they actually say something like, ha, you know, like, I fucked your mom because I know who you are. I'm like, that's kind of amusing. We need more stuff like that.
Ajax! Crush them!
We're just grinding our happy little asses through them. You know what we might do? We might just go up there and then just waddle through there.
Solid in defense. Ajax! Slay them! Your end will be quick. Show no fear.
Train and ready! Attack! Swords!
It is very glowy.
Archmako says you should try the German voiceovers.
For the Achaeans!
Hell no. I
Yes.
know what German voice acting sounds like. Because I took German class. It's a horrifying thing.
Now they die.
I will say this,
Oh my
I do
God.
have one guilty pleasure when it comes to German voice acting.
Lord of the Rings is terrible, by the way.
Kill them.
If you remember the reboot to XCOM,
Spineless coward.
in the first one, when you had those little mechs, I enjoyed turning their voices over to
Victory
German.
is close enough to taste.
Oh, it was so dumb and derpy, but I enjoyed it.
At your command!
Sounds a bit cursed.
It was great, I don't know what you're talking about.
I can name a billion things more cursed.
Well, yeah. I could too. I mean, one of them would be the fucking dinner I had today.
It was a penis, wasn't it? He's like, yeah.
No, worse.
Why?
I decided to take a meatloaf and smush it so that it was like...
I'm gonna have to
In
ask, how is
contours
that
of a bowl.
remotely worse than eating a penis?
No, it gets worse. Because then I contoured it into a bowl, and then I had some leftover beef
Listen,
gravy.
you just
and I
admitted that you'd
poured it
rather have
all-
a penis than that.
He's like, look, the likelihood of the penis being clean before I eat it is very high.
The fuck
Like,
is
that's
mean-
kind of gay.
Smuxtian? Bad. Smuxtian. Dumpster. Okay. Dumpster Smucky.
All men should avoid Smasher in case he
The
gets
enemy
hungry.
has lost
I mean,
the
if you,
victory point.
you know, if you fry it up nice, it probably tastes okay.
Look at that sun flag. Wee, wee.
I don't know, throw in a bit of rosemary. Could work.
Smasher should be punished viciously.
Oh.
But no, the person you'd really have to ask about eating penis as a delicacy would be, I think, Bubs. He's Norwegian, right?
Yeah, that's true.
They have whale penis as a delicacy.
Wait, what?
Yep, based.
That doesn't surprise me.
Best part is Smash is talking out his ass and they believe it. They're like, yeah. Yeah.
Even more.
That's when all of a sudden Bubs tells you later, it's
I
like,
mean,
actually,
it sounds accurate.
I mean, I could believe it. That's the worst part.
that's why I said it. It's like, yeah, I can believe it.
Yes, we do think whale penis is a delicacy. Shut the fuck up, Bubs. Oh my god.
To be fair, Bubs has said that he doesn't really care much for
Penis?
seafood in general.
It's a mammal. It's not technically seafood. No.
Food that comes to the sea? Seafood? Take a brain.
Or is it the other seafood? SEE.
Growth to the province. Now, Kib want that place over there. We take Melos, and then bam, we turn on the Athenians, and we're golden.
Stop.
Yeah, basically I made myself meat soup today. Just crushed up meatloaf, smothered in beef gravy, and then I just mixed it up until it looked like a vague mush, and then I ate it with bread. Like, no
So you
fork,
basically-
no spoon, I just used bread in order to
So
scoop
you
it up and
basically
eat it.
made a paste and then used bread to eat it.
Yes.
Yes. Says it so nonchalantly.
He's like, not the proudest moment of my life, but I did it.
I mean, it's basically like hummus, but, you know, less faggy.
Wow. Hummus isn't faggy, you little bigot.
Also, remember, if you're like properly
Got 'em.
making like authentic hummus, doesn't it require like raw blood?
Doesn't that include chicken? Doesn't hummus include chickpeas, or am I getting it wrong?
Scourge of
I'm like, wait, hummus requiring raw blood? First I hear of
No,
it.
no, sorry, I was confusing it with haggis.
Into
Sorry.
the fray.
Yes, it does use up
Well,
my manpower,
yeah.
by the way, for colonizing. But we got it.
Yeah, I figured that was going to be the case.
Resettlements.
Yeah, haggis, you know, blood pudding. It's also a reasonable thing to eat.
We need to heal.
Oh.
I mean, it's kind of Ajax's way.
I think the city defenses should be enough to handle whatever may come from that, so... That little stack. Oh. Their demands can go straight to hell. Like, bye. A single boiter. Me. A king's decree. Wow, royal greeneries. We. Rex.
Ever reliable.
A temple. Chieftain's Hall, Mubrick. No, that's not temple. We need temple. We need to dedicate temple to Poseidon.
Righting wrongs.
Righting wrongs.
So that you can have more earthquakes.
Listen,
I never.
I'm not Troy.
Don't you mean tsunamis?
Poseidon's the one who causes earthquakes in Greek mythos.
Yeah.
Because he's throwing a tantrum underwater.
Yeah, because basically they thought that Poseidon was, like, fucking with the earth underneath the water.
I mean, they're not wrong based on some of the tectonic plates, though.
It's like, they kind of, in the abstract, if you squint and look at it sideways while drunk, have the right answer.
In a weird way, yes. Alright, we'll attack the Athenians. We'll crush their little blueberry balls. It'll be great. No, don't want to. No, just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Like, Twade. No, I don't want any of your stuff. Ah, they're sieging me. Douches. Honestly, they're sieging the worst place they possibly could. Salamis, go to war. What's this? Shielding the weak. Salamis will go to war. This will declare war and faction an issue to destroy them. Who? An emissary from a friendly faction arrives with a cry of help. Their people have been crushed and disgraced before the gods. Their surviving warriors are too ashamed to return to their wives. We're too busy plowing the other dudes, I bet. This insult cannot stand. Salamis must not let such atrocities stand. The decision falls to Ajax. Should the son
Not
of
let these
Telamons...
atrocities stand.
Yes, pretty much. Armies march out immediately to heed the request of the calm, or is a calmer more calm them down. It's fine being cocked. They're like, okay. Perfectly natural.
Here's what I basically imagine Ajax did. It's like, Ajax, busy. You figure out unowned. It's like, Ajax, why do you sound fucking retarded?
Ajax was never a bright man.
Proud.
You know, I kind of want them to attack me. Decline to attack. Let's see if they launch a siege thingy.
That's when all of a sudden they attack like next turn, and all of a sudden the auto resolve is absolutely reversed, and it's like, that went wrong.
Kind of fucking cringe it to be TB8 with you.
Is it just me or is Kib starting to cut out a little?
No, just you.
It's you.
Good. Fuck you. Ah. It's like, okay.
You are kind of starting to sound a bit like that.
I'm
Me
not.
or Kib?
Now I hear it.
What do you mean?
What happened to Kib? He got weird.
Is I making noises?
No, it's starting to get like a bit robot-y. ever so slightly.
What? Why?
Also, yeah. I don't know. Also, some.
Kibs, AI confirmed.
It's generating audio sounds. Stop it. Stop. Only when I
Employees
talk.
of audio equipment.
They want stuff for things? Fuck. You got a defensive ally with fucking Athens. You're probably gonna be my next enemy. To
Also, you have money.
Barbarian Joyce donate $5. Say Kibs, hummus is for pansies. Well, you're gonna die for that. Real men eat whatever fits between 2 slices of bread. Anything. That sounds a bit.
Hummus can fit between 2 slices of bread.
His logic has been defeated. He's like, "Ugh, that means I'm a pansy," says Barbarian Joyce, realizing that he himself is the pansy in this situation. That he himself will be bred thoroughly for his sins against mankind. I don't think that's heterosexual. So you and your heterosexual.
I think he can fit in between 2 slices of bread.
I think the enemy army's decaying outside the city. Like, they have less dudes than they had before.
I guess that means they still have the siege attrition mechanic.
I think it's because they have no settlement. I think.
Hey, I don't see any.
If they won't, then yeah, they would start like attritioning troops pretty bad.
Hero bits.
Might as well just auto-resolve then.
Yeah, we'll see. Administration buildings. God damn it.
Actually, since you're looking at this stuff, maybe you can hover over your military buildings to find your swinger guy.
Achaean slingers. Locrian slingers, that's the one.
No, is there one above it?
Veteran Locrian slingers.
Okay, so I was those guys then.
Yep.
Alright.
Salamis Marines. Salamis Swordsmen, Salamis Spearmen. And these are just... There's the Tukers Boyman. Boyman. The Boymans is...
Okay.
Boy,
So this
man.
Guess this factor's speciality would be skirmishing and ranged.
Ah, this special building allows us to recruit harpies. Harpy fiends. Or Ajax as well, and Ajax's companions. Hephaestus camps. Good harpy building over there. I don't want to build too many of those because negative penalties from all that stuff.
A giant among men.
Could be interesting.
That's when you use them, it's like, they're fucking trash.
Probably are, but if I use them on ranged units, like, they'll probably decimate.
They did do some damage to yours, since the AI doesn't know how to use them.
Now, granted, the AI focused one group of swingers down with like 2 or 3 harpies.
That can work if you run away right away.
Well, the thing you want to do with archers is basically bog them down in melee so they don't shoot.
Let's see how effective harpies are. Nice. Look at that. A city. They're like, we built it on a hill, which is probably significantly smarter than the Trojans, whose villages were in holes.
Are they seriously in holes?
Yes. Yeah. One of them was like in a canyon, so they were just shooting down on me. I'm like, why am I here? Just to
It's like,
suffer?
might as
This
well
is
just
better.
get a boulder, pour oil on it, roll it down.
Macross
Like
is
the
wondering, why are
Necessary.
harpies bad in every single game?
Because they have no armor and they're a little tiny.
They're not intelligent, really.
Yeah, it's like
They have like a bestial intelligence, but they're not intelligent.
It's like disciplined combat. They have primal instincts, but disciplined soldiers will be able to hold it off, especially in
Skullthrower
all
enjoys
together.
this. He says hello all.
Welcome to stream, Scully. See if we move these guys out if they attack outside. It's just like the Trojan movie where they're like, we go outside the walls to die. It's like, but that's retarded. Like, we do it anyways.
I mean, to be fair, if you have free spawn, why the fuck not? Make sure your archer towers are firing as long as possible.
Pew, 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 pew. Well, the towers
I mean,
are
their
gunning.
towers are doing work.
Now they got in the javelin range. That one's gone.
One unit's gone, the other two are damaged heavily. Sure. Are they heading for, looks like they're heading for your hero.
They might be.
Trained and ready! Ready to defend!
Indecisive and shit. Might want to get big and shit.
Looks like some of the harpies turned around.
They did. Some.
Combat ready!
So someone in chat asked, Lothar asked, what is hummus anyway? And for the past couple of minutes, I've just been giggling to myself, thinking Muslim toothpaste.
Fuck.
What? Not Muslim toothpaste? What?
That's not Muslim toothpaste, bigot.
I think it's what, some kind of ground up chickpeas into some kind of a...
It is ground up chickpeas, but I think it's funnier in my mind when I call it Muslim toothpaste.
There's such thing as good hummus, but like, you gotta buy the nice stuff, which has got other stuff in it. Like, good hummus often isn't just hummus, it's like tomatoes, other stuff's inside of it.
Yeah, if you spice it up a little bit also. I've had something
Just
called a
hummus
falafel
is just gross, though. By itself.
It's okay.
It's just bland.
It's sort of hard to fuck up hummus.
Yeah, but no, I
like,
don't want to
you
eat
know.
regular hummus. That's boring.
Your
Chickpeas are
warriors
good.
are losing
I've had them
heart.
before.
Massacre them!
But I've grown more and more of a taste for spiced food in the future over time.
Vector Dave in Twitch chat says, just bought this today. How is it?
It's not bad. It's not fantastic. Are you familiar with the Total War
Your
franchise,
warriors
Vector Dave?
have been routed.
Are you a long-time standing veteran, or are you kind of new to the franchise?
Are you a Rome 1 Medieval 2 veteran, or have you joined after Total War?
Honestly, for his sake, I hope he's a newer fan. Because I think newer fans are going to enjoy the game a lot more than veterans will, because
The enemy attacks
missing
the gates.
features that
I have
kind of make me mad.
He says, yeah,
this-
Rome and Warhammer.
Rome 1 or 2? Those are very different games, I want to find out. Because Warhammer is one of the newer titles. And like, that's modern creative assembly. There's 3 eras of CA. There's the Rome 1 and Medieval 2 era, which is the best era. Then there's the Proto era of sadness and sprites. Shogun 1 and Medieval 1. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Special.
Thy Ares, your warriors
I'm so
are
glad I
rallied.
never played those games.
He says
I-
Rome 2.
Oh, you poor bastard. I hope you weren't there when they launched that game. That was...
I remember
that was-
buying that game at launch, never played it, and then years later, or I say years, a long time later, it's like, here you go, Emperor Edition.
Well, the good news is, it's not necessarily a bad game. It's got some flaws, though. Unit density problems, if you're familiar with Rome 2 bugs, especially early on in the game's launch, back when it launched, way before patch 17, it's got certain unit issues, like, one thing I'd highly recommend you do is enable guard mode in the gameplay settings, because your units will, like, here, let me pause just to, like, demonstrate. Let's say this unit of spearmen, right, out here, is attacking a unit directly in front of it, attacking 2 units, right? The unit I ordered it to attack decides to run away. What will happen is my spear unit will run through the enemy unit, the second unit that's attacking it, while trying to pursue the unit that's fleeing. That will get this unit wiped out, no matter how good it is compared to what it's fighting, because it's going to be getting all sorts of penalties from being attacked in the rear, the flank, and everywhere else. That's one thing I've learned. So I've just left guard mode on at this point, and it's a bit more micro intensive, but you're not going to have too much problems with that. So I'd honestly recommend turning on guard mode. You'll save yourself some headache. That can be accessed from the options under the game settings tab. And just default guard mode, trust me. You'll spare yourself some pain right there, because you'll lose battles because of that.
Also, Vector, since you say that you like Warhammer, you probably would enjoy this game.
You probably will. There's one thing that this game does have that Total War Warhammer doesn't, that I will give this game praise for. Settlements. So, Total War Warhammer has really bad siege battles for veterans like myself. Like, I hate the siege battles in Total War Warhammer. It's just a single wall, it's not a lot of streets, you know? And so it's kind of annoying, right? At least for me. Here it's a bit better, it's a bit more to form, because you have a nice wall, you've got some towers, you know, whatever, and you've got a couple of, you know, streets, and you've got this, like, inner sanctum here, that you can, like, have a secondary backup line of defense, and have, like, sort of like a last stand, you know? It's a bit more interesting to have something like this, than the Total War Warhammer battles, where it's, you know, just a wall like this, and then there's like 2 streets. So it's got a little bit of defense in depth. Lol, nobody likes the siege battles. Yeah, I've never found somebody who did.
Well, no, I actually have found people, but there was a massive caveat. Those people said they wouldn't mind it before the game came out, but that was with the caveat of that them changing the siege battles would actually make it good, which it did.
Oh god, no, we're not gonna get into that discussion. Otherwise it'll be me complaining about Total War Warhammer and the things I wish it had done versus the things it had done. Now, if you're familiar, you played Rome 2. Okay, you haven't played Attila or Three Kingdoms, I assume? So you don't probably know about the settlement destruction mechanics that those games had. This game doesn't have settlement destruction. In fact, I don't know if you can even destroy the walls. Which, to be fair, historically speaking, at this time point, I don't think they had, like, the capability to really do stuff like that. I don't remember.
They probably did, it's just, like, not really a thing that happened in battles.
Because if I remember right, the only reason why, like, Troy really fell was because, like, an earthquake happened, which fucked the walls.
But, you know, I can't really foresee that coming, especially at that time period.
Oh my god, I don't want to trade with you. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Like, want to trade with me? It's like, hell no.
Ajax the Great.
And yes, Archmagos, I remember Medieval 2 in castles had 3 tiers of walls you could fall back to. Oh, those were special.
Medieval 2, fucking... The citadels with the 3 walls was actually really cool. It's like, we lost the first wall, pull back to the second. We lost the second wall, pull back to the citadel. They take the citadel wall, and it's like, alright boys, we hold the courtyard. There's no step back. Is this a Mythic campaign? Yes, Vector. I honestly recommend, if you want to try this game, you played it with Mythic on. Because there's so much more stuff in Mythic than there is in the base game. Like, you get more units, you get, like, cool spells from, like, the gods. Like Tidal Wave from, like, Poseidon and stuff like that. You get, like, a Cyclops from Poseidon. You also get...
You missed it earlier in this very stream, where you were fighting an enemy and they called down Zeus's lightning on you.
Yeah, they started zapping me like a dick. Zap, zap. It's a bit more intriguing, because the problem with Troy Total War, unit-wise and unit diversity-wise, is they have spearmen, they have swordsmen, they have, you know, your slingers, your archers, your javelin men, but they actually don't have any cavalry. This is before cavalry was a thing. Mythic does bring in things like the centaurs, which is a more, you know, mythological creature, but at least it gives you something that has versatility and maneuverability. Also, the
Vector
Riverblood
says he wants the Cerberus. I don't know which cult would have the Cerberus.
Just a Cerberus thing. It's a Cerberus cult. So there's 3 different monsters you can recruit. You can recruit the Lorien, whatever, Hydra. You can recruit the Hippogriff thing, and you can recruit the Cerberus. You have to do a quest chain and do an expedition quest to unlock them. The Hydra one was actually hard. I actually lost that one. That was quite enjoyable. If you look at the previous stream and you skip to that battle where I'm panning around the map, one of the cool things about that map is it reminded me straight out of, like, Lord of the Rings, the 3rd movie. Or was Return of the King, where they go through the Dead Marshes? Like, that's what it reminded me of. Like all the little corpses in the water. Like, that was cool. Alright, we'll wait another turn.
David, yes, I know the Cerberus is tied to Hades. I just didn't know if there's like a proper Hades cult that would be tied to the Cerberus.
No, the
in this
monsters I
game.
don't think are tied to the... I don't think the 3 monsters are tied to the gods. They also... Once you get the monsters, you get access to, like, unique units, as well as, like, they get unique buildings that they can build. But yeah, the mythic mode is way more interesting. While I do want a historical Total War hates Trojans, nice. That's pretty based right there. Maybe one day, Leon. Maybe one day.
Leon! It's like, no, not that one!
No.
Righting wrongs.
Okay, you know what? I think I'll just sort of shit on the resources I have for now. And we'll just call it good for that. And then we'll attack them. Can I get closer and
among
heal?
men. Scourge of foes.
That'll get us a little closer to getting into the water. My goal is just to hop on there, attack Chios, take Chios, and just try to bum rush across the Athenian territories. What? Simtra can build a building? What can we
How good is your
build?
defenses around some of your western settlements?
My defenses?
What defenses?
I just have garrisons.
Vector, part of the reason he's not having as much trouble on the water is actually Ajax has some bonuses to naval movement, in addition to he's also worshipping Poseidon.
Yep. Are you Trojan then? No, Achaean. Or Adenon. We're over on the Hellas. We're over in Hellas. The Trojans are in Asia Minor. Let's see. No. I'll show you where the Trojans are. To be fair, I'm not super acquainted with this historical period. Because the Bronze Age is kind of like the age that I'm like, it was never particularly like what grabbed me. I was more interested in like the Iron Age. Let's see. So the Trojans, because I played as Paris, they're about here in Asia Minor, if I remember right. Yeah. There's that island. Paris is here. Troy is there. Hector is here, if I remember right. So they're right there. That's where the Trojans are. We started over in Hellas, down here. By the Isles.
Vector S isn't Ajax DLC.
Yes, he is. Ajax is DLC. The Amazons are DLC. And one other guy. Is it Diomedes? No, I don't know if it's Diomedes. Somebody else is as well.
Like day 1 DLC?
No, I don't think they were day 1. I think the Amazons were quote-unquote early DLC in the game. They were one of the first things. They have 2 heroes that they start as. Where am I?
Epic warrior. Happy to comply. Cut the waves. Ship coming in.
We're just gonna stand there. Don't mind us. We're not doing anything suspicious yet. Okay, they're
Yes, David, everyone has been telling them, just make another medieval, yet they refuse to do it.
If they fuck up Medieval 3, that would be so bad. Oh my god. Like, it would be a PR nightmare. Because the thing is, if they do a Medieval 2, they have to make it the same quality as Medieval 2. Or Medieval 3. Or Medieval 2 is... Medieval 3 needs Medieval 2 stuff. Otherwise, they're gonna get shit on. That means they including a Mongolian invasion,
DLCs.
a Timurid invasion. They could almost get away without the DLCs, actually. They needed to go all the way to the Renaissance period. They need to include the bonus ability to attack the Americas at the late game, because in the late game you can go and
that
attack
was so
the Americas.
fucking cancer. Fucking 12 turns of sailing across the ocean.
But you got to invade America in that campaign.
You did. You leave Europe when you're in fucking early, like, 20s, or, like, 16 or 18. By the time you get there, 40.
These are the dark times, Hans.
Oh, they fucking were.
I don't know if I want to build anything. We attack Chios next turn. My god, Total War Warhammer. Like, don't get me started on Total War Warhammer. Total War Warhammer makes me mad. Three Kingdoms was dog shit. At launch, yes. At launch, it was fucking awful. Three Kingdoms at launch was abysmal. By the end of it, it was actually getting decent, but it was still not good. It needed more work. And instead of continuing to finish Three Kingdoms and fix the game, Creative Assembly did something really scummy. What they decided to do was they pulled the plug for the content support in that game and patching it, and they decided to announce a Total War Warhammer, or Total War 3 Kingdoms 2. So they're not even going to finish it in one game. They're going to do what they're doing to Total War Warhammer, which is dragging it out. And the thing is, what annoys me about that, right, is like, when they originally announced Total War Warhammer, they're like, oh, it's going to like be like 3 games that are going to piece together like a puzzle. Okay, cute, right? So there's going to be like, all right, fair. There's going to be awesome settlements, unique settlements for every faction, unique cities for every faction, like dynamic cities and stuff. Like they're going to go all out, right? They didn't. There are no settlement battles. There are no unique cities. All the maps are actually borderline the same, just recycled and carbon copied. Total War Warhammer was a scam, and that's what drives me mad, because I was actually really looking forward to that. And then when they so under-delivered, it wasn't funny. You're selling me 3 separate games, each at $60 a pop. You can't even add naval combat back in. You can't even make the settlements unique. You can't even make the cities unique. Like, oh my goodness gracious, like, what are you doing? You can't, they didn't even add the settlement, like, siege mechanics. Like, there's no settlement damage or, like, burning buildings. There's no unique forest fire mechanic that, like, Three Kingdoms had. Three Kingdoms had the forest fire mechanic, which is actually really good. And it was so disappointing.
Vector, the easiest way to answer your question of why a lot of people don't like Warhammer is that, keep in mind, they're comparing it to games that came before, and then they're saying, oh, look at these new mechanics. It's like, these aren't new. These are downgrades of old mechanics that you've had in the series previously.
Mm-hmm. I can understand people who are new to the franchise who are like, wow, Total Warhammer is really cool. Yes, from your point of view and from new people's point of view, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of cool stuff there. It's like a cool fantasy strategy game. I can actually totally empathize with that point of view. The issue is, I've been a fan of this franchise for a long time, and I'm gonna remind people of something that they did that was super scummy. When Total War, let's rewind not too long ago, right? Just a couple years ago. Rome 2 came out, right? They took out family trees, they added them back in. But before they did that, before they patched that, they sold Attila, which was supposed to be an expansion pack, to Rome 2 separately. Not only did they sell it separately to make more money, they also said, there's a brand new mechanic in our game. It's called family trees. We've never done them before, which is a lie and a fabrication, because Rome 1 had them, Medieval 2 had them.
Medieval 2 had them.
Like, the family trees have been around in the franchise for a very, very long time. The fact that they removed them was annoying. And then what really made me upset was the fact that they tried to lie to us and tell us that that was new. That's not new. That was always in the franchise. You removed it, and now you're adding it back again, and you're telling me that it's new. When I know for a fact that that's not really new, you took it out, and now you're putting it back in. You're using that as a sales pitch to try to convince me. Like, there were good things in Attila. Attila added, like, siege mechanics, like, you know, the ability to burn buildings and stuff. It's really annoying because the time period for Attila that set in during the migratory period is one of the most interesting periods for me. And Attila just sort of under-delivered. And that made me mad. I love this franchise. A lot of the older games especially. Medieval 2 Kingdoms has some of the most amazing mods to date. Has one of the best Lord of the Rings game mods ever. It's called Third Age Total War.
Wasn't that 13 Age built off that? Wasn't that like the good one?
No.
Like the really good one?
No. It's Third Age plus Divide and Conquer submod.
Maybe I'm thinking of Third Age. I can't remember which one I downloaded.
You need Third Age plus Divide and Conquer submod. That is the perfect wombo combo of happiness. Wombo. Who declared war on me? Why would you do that? I was just the Athenians? That's mildly convenient. I like how they... Wait, no, I'm declaring war on them. I've already forgotten what I was doing. I want all of Athenia to...
You ranted so long about C8. It's like, wait, what am I doing again?
I forgot how to play game. Help. Oh man, I know a lot of you guys in chat probably have heard me rant about that for so long, but it drives me insane because Total War could be incredible. Like, Total War Warhammer could be the most amazing strategy game of all fucking time. Yet they
Vector,
choose not to do it.
Fluff material provides such a solid
Well,
foundation to get.
hold on.
Oh,
Vector, I sympathize with the graphics not looking as good, but you
They're fine.
try the old Total War games because mechanically they hold up if
Well,
a bit
no.
janky.
The thing
Well,
is,
that's why I said if a bit janky.
no, I'm gonna disagree there. Like, the problem was he wasn't there for that, and if he takes issue with the graphics already, odds are he's not gonna be able to get through the fact that the game looks old. Like, that's just a tragic reality, Hans. And I don't expect people to be like, I can pick this up because it looks like, you know, old and stuff. Personally, visuals never really bother me. Substance and, like, game mechanics was always cool. Like, one thing that was super cool about Medieval 2, right? If I put archers on a hill, they would be able to shoot farther on a hill than if they were on low ground. There's a lot of little tiny mechanics that are super cool and super awesome. But the problem is regardless of what Bubble says, I disagree. The controls are abysmal. Like, the controls in the old Total War games, I hate. I hate the camera. I hate how the controls work. I love the games. I love them more than the modern Total Wars, actually. But I really, really, really wish Medieval 2 would get the same treatment that Rome Total War Remaster got. Honestly, a remaster of Medieval 2 would be better than a Medieval 3, in my opinion. If it has the modability of Medieval 2, because the mods for Medieval 2 are fucking amazing. There's a fucking Warcraft mod, there's an Elder Scrolls mod, there's a Dragon Age mod, there's a Lord of the Rings mod, a Game of Thrones mod, fucking World War II mod, I don't even know why. There's one that has dinosaurs.
You could, if they would do that and they give this better treatment than Rome Remastered, they removed some of the hard limits. So some of the hard limits that, say, Medieval 2 modders had, if they were to remaster it, eliminate those completely. Like the settlement limit, up that by infinity, practically.
I know I was talking to Arch not that long ago about the Kislevites reveal, and I kind of agree with his sentiment. Like, the faction looks kind of lame.
I do not like it.
Like, they just stuck with ice and bears as the only idea.
Vector, actually, there is a reason it looks like you can play it on your phone. The devs who made the remaster are actually also the ones who developed the phone version.
Yes, they're called,
yes.
oh fuck, what's their name?
Feral
Firaxis?
Interactive.
Feral.
Interactive, yeah.
I knew it was something with an F.
They're a porting company originally. In fact, they ported Rome 1 and all of its respective expansions to mobile, and then Creative Assembly gave them the ability and said, you know what, go and remaster Rome 1. And they, to their credit, have done a really, really good job with the remaster.
The improved performance, the improved controls, the now...
Oh, the controls are
right now,
so much better.
Oh yeah, as of right now, the greatly improved modability, the complete lack... Well, not complete, the lack of the old hard limits, such as the amount of units you can have, polygons probably, settlement numbers. All of that are no longer a problem. And you have the performance increase to drastically increase the scale of the battles.
Yes, they did actually a good job, so I'll give them head pats. So if they can outperform themselves a little bit better with Medieval 2, if they do a Medieval 2 remaster, and if they do a better job with the visuals, because well, the visuals weren't egregious. I actually preferred the original graphics.
I actually enjoyed them, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's
Now,
visuals are always going to be subjective.
If I were to say one thing, I would say maybe lower the color saturation a little bit.
I don't mind.
This is one of those things when it comes to the remaster versus the original. Like, I 100% admit that it's just because I played so much of the original that when I look at the remaster, at least in regards to like the visuals, I personally prefer the original.
That I'm totally empathetic with, because there's just so much nostalgia, and if you played those games back then, they were just it was truly special.
They're getting pampered. Oh my god, my favorite thing about the old Total Wars, specifically Rome 1 and Medieval 2, the general speeches.
Those were-
Oh my! There's so many. I will say this, Vector. If you don't necessarily want to play the game, at least look up some of the general speeches because those are
One of your
actually
units
hilarious.
has no more
Some of them are
Specifically
pretty
the ones
funny.
Specifically the ones for Roman generals. Oh my god, those insults are. Oh my god.
Oh, they're a thing of beauty.
So for the
Those
indie game
mixed
we're
are-
Are fire.
for the indie game we're developing, right? We actually took a lot of inspiration, and when I talked to my composer about using the taking inspiration from like things like Rome 1 and Witcher to get it that folkish feel, I really wish Creative Assembly would go back to using the composer that they used to use, which was Jeff. Jeff's fucking music and stuff was incredible. I miss his music.
To this day, they have yet to produce anything even remotely comparable.
Honestly, like, Creative Assembly losing Jeff as a composer was like the equivalent of Command and Conquer not having Frank Klepacki. Like, that's just like, why would you get rid of him? He's an ace. It's like Martin O'Donnell for, you know, Halo, or Jeremy Soule for the Elder Scrolls franchise. Like, their music composition skills are phenomenal.
It's funny because when you look at the music for the Elder Scrolls franchise, it's basically just like a bunch of remixes of like old work.
I do want to add this one thing to Warhammer. I dislike the whole DLC for DLC, and some people try. Oh, you can buy it separately. No, I already paid.
See, I don't
$20 for what
mind.
else.
I don't mind DLC factions. What annoys me about Total War Warhammer's DLC is not the DLC factions. I'm okay
It
with
puts
that.
it in the base game.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily just that. It's the fact that they DLC a faction, and then they give you another DLC to get the rest of that faction's units. That is just kind of greedy. Like, it's like, okay, I don't mind paying for the faction because you had to do the models and stuff. I get it.
That's
but, like,
perfectly fine.
Don't put DLC for DLC. That's a bit much. Okay, we're gonna start moving forward.
We're going to bake you a pie. Okay, great. What flavor is it going to be? It's going to be a cherry pie.
Oh, so-
cool. So
Gives
first
you-
we're going to sell you the pie tin, then we're going to sell you the crust, and then we're going to sell you the filling.
That's
Kibs, you
And
answered,
it's all
you
gonna be
answered this.
Question.
You answered this before, but someone just got here. Eric Riley is wondering. So, what's the verdict? Yay or nay?
The thing is, if
It
you're a
depends where you're
veteran
coming
of the
from.
Total War franchise, and after the controversy, that the Three Kingdoms controversy, I would say wait for a sale if you're interested. It's not a bad game. It has flaws. It's not something I would recommend wholeheartedly, or recommend at all, because I don't want somebody to buy this game expecting them to fix it and then only for Creative Assembly to turn around and abandon it like they did with Three Kingdoms.
I believe
Look.
the studio that made this is the Bulgarian studio, but
It is.
granted, still, it is. The final decision is still going to be Creative Assembly.
Yeah,
Main
well,
studio.
I'm not 100% sure how the company politics are going to work out. But yes, this game is not produced by Nottingham CA. This is the first venture of the new branch of Creative Assembly in Bulgaria.
Yep.
For their
they
first
work-
game, it's not actually that bad. Like, a lot of people are giving it a little bit of shit, and I get it. There are problems. They are all valid complaints. Not a single one of them is being
Your warriors
absurd.
have spotted hidden foes.
But one thing I will say is that I have a soft spot for new studios, and that's a personal bias. So I
I
don't
can
have to
understand
dismiss
that.
my
It's-
opinion there.
I can understand that, and because we really need some new blood to take on the Total War franchise to try and.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm
Oh, and it's
happy
not-
that Feral Interactive is getting involved, and also that the Bulgarian studios. I'm still miffed about the whole Stormrise debacle that took place in like 2012. I don't think I'll ever forgive Creative Assembly for the Stormrise stuff. It's thanks to the Stormrise issue that the Australian team got nuked. Well, like, if the Stormrise issue never happened to begin with, we would still have Jeff as a composer. I know I beat that horse to the point where it's dead and unconscious, but like
You are
Jeff,
cutting out a lot.
am I? Is it what's happening?
Yeah.
Right, I'm just gonna jump in quickly to say goodnight. I'm gonna head to bed.
Good night,
Night,
Disco.
Disco.
Good night.
I'll try to fix my mic. Hold on. Micro, please.
Look, basically summing up Kibs' point, if you feel sorry for the coding monkeys that had to spend 20-hour days putting this whole thing together, buy it on 50% discount.
Yeah, I'd say wait for a sale, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm fine on the stream's end. Oh, it might be just a Discord issue.
Maybe.
Discord does have a habit of doing that.
I'm just attacking the red people because I hate red people. I've become... Wait. That's not a Greek word.
Or a Jesuit priest in Canada.
Your
What?
hero is under attack.
What?
A Jesuit priest?
Yeah. Oh. Ancient history.
Ancient history. I don't know if it's ancient. It sounds almost recent.
I mean, depends on your perspective.
The Harpies really allow me to break through, though. They're fantastic for just beating the shit out of those stupid ranged sluts.
You got a super asking what the Stormrise issue is.
Ah, the Stormrise issue. So, the Stormrise game is this game that was developed by Creative Assembly. It was a spin-off game that the Australian team was assigned to produce. Now, it's very difficult to find information on it, and Bubbles and I did a lot of research to see kind of what went down, and it's kind of difficult. But the Australian team was behind Stormrise. Stormrise is a real-time strategy game that was released for PC, and it was released for, I believe, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The game was an absolute disaster. It was shoved out the door, like a year ahead of, or was a year or two ahead of estimated development time, had half the funding, and also, interestingly enough, the minute the game came out, the studio, Creative Assembly Australia, basically had the plug pulled. The day of, if I remember right.
That is sketchy as all hell.
It basically looks like they were sent to kill themselves. Like, that's
It
kind
really
of what
does.
it looks like.
It's one of those things like when you hear about it, it's like, this sounds like corporate sabotage of another branch.
It sounds like corporate sabotage, like bad.
I sum it up as really nasty office
It's almost like the same level of like Disney's 3D animation wanting to kill its 2D animation bad.
Yeah, that's another
like a good
example of corporate espionage. Disney's internal issue with the Treasure Hunter debacle. Or is it, no, Treasure Planet is the name
Treasure
of it.
Planet,
Yeah.
yes. Which
Yeah.
is a fantastic movie, by the by.
Fantastic movie, fantastic animation, but was sabotaged internally by their own company. Because corporate politics wanted, certain people wanted the animation branch for the 2D animation to get canned so they could divert more funds to their project. Which, again, when you look at the
Partially
Stormrise
because
thing...
partially because the only people in 2D who were still able to actually put out good work were very old and very well paid, and also they had a set of skills to work with the sort of 2D 3D integration software that they used.
Yeah,
Which
the
they
state-of-the-art
still
shit.
have. Which
really
they
high
still
skill
have.
feeling.
Yeah.
They still have that software somewhere.
Point is, the 2D department was becoming too much of a cash drain for them in order to want to support it any further.
Pretty much.
And the 2D artists were becoming more and more rowdy about making movies that they wanted to make, as opposed to, you know, bending the knee to Disney CEOs all the time.
That's why Treasure Planet was such a creative film, too.
Same thing with Atlantis.
That was another good one.
Atlantis was a great one. I love Atlantis. Oh, man. Atlantis is what helped inspired me to, like, think about, like, mythos and get into Greek sort of, like, stuff. Oh, man. Occupado. It's mine now.
It's also the thing that got him interested in anime titty.
It is true. That white-haired fucking waifu chick. What's her name?
I forget her name, but I know the exact one you're talking about. It's either that one or it's the captain chick from Treasure Planet. Those are usually the two that people cite.
The captain chick. Wait, that's a cat. Like, that's a cat lady.
Yes.
I'm not that degenerate.
He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like, look, not
Too
bad
far,
looking, but
too far.
Please, the
10%
people,
rogues is for
furries
a
got
reason.
interested in furry titty thanks to the Robin Hood movie made in the 60s.
Oh
yeah, that's
no.
also true. That one also had so much charm in it.
I'm gonna recruit the guy who hates
Hans is a
Troy.
furry.
No, not really. They just like they put a lot of effort into that movie.
I mean, they did, but at the same time, Hans is a furry. Confirmed.
Confirmed. And he's like, actually. Age of Mythology is a fantastic real-time strategy video game. Fantastic.
Atlantis is a fair and balanced faction.
It isn't, but okay. So many games.
Well, you're attacking me with a bunch of mythical units. I'm just gonna promote all my units to heroes.
Vector says, I'd love the vampire accounts. I mean, I have all the Total War Warhammer stuff. I've played the VMP accounts, and I do actually like the VMP accounts, because they're zombies. And I have a soft
like the
spot for
vampire
undead.
counts just because of their blood knights. I really wish, this is just a personal thing, that you could have dismounted blood knights. I get that would be somewhat OP for their
You
melee.
can if you get some of the mods, if I remember right.
Yeah, but like base game, they're just mounted knights. They're stupid good though. I enjoy them.
You have cavalry that are anti.
Ooh, that's a lot of enemies.
That is, it's like most cavalry is gonna automatically.
The Achaeans.
And then you throw in some of the
I
vampire
never
counts.
falter.
Healing and stuff.
Hit them hard.
It was because of Vlad that they initiated the healing cap,
Yes, because Vlad would just not die.
which is kind of hilarious. Which is why there's mods to remove the healing cap because it's dumb.
Because
It's
that's the whole point of Vlad. Go look, try to kill him, you can't.
It's like, I want you to restrict having your fun. It's like, how about I have fun anyway?
Go to the Gates, donated $2, say hi. Hold on, I'm going back to supers because we just kind of ranted for like an hour. But why did 666 donates 5 Canadian bucks to say it's funny they spent so much effort building Three Kingdoms franchise just when the Chinese government have decided to kill gaming in China. It's
Yeah.
kinda, like the thing is that does suck.
I-
Like my
but
opinion's always
purely-
been that I don't like the CCP government because they're tyrants, and I think that, you know, Chinese people deserve to play video games like anyone else.
I understand why a company would want to try and expand to China from a pure business standpoint.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
just wouldn't
it's
do
a
it.
rational decision to make.
It's
I
just
wouldn't
the
go-
issue is there's so many like asterisks on getting access to that market.
Yes, you
it-
have
and
to
it makes you
conform a
wonder-
lot.
It makes you wonder, and now, if you're someone like me and you saw what the CCP was doing to gaming, you would see the writing on the wall. They're gonna kill this industry. It's not gonna be worth the long term.
Oh no, they're not going to kill it. They just want to heavily regulate it to the point where it's basically a non-part of a person's life, really.
It's state-run
Okay.
and operated, so any sort of revenue gains that there are purely for, you know, the state.
Yeah, so it's like, is it really worth it with all this stuff? I would argue, not really. You're better off putting that.
I'll
money
have you know that
elsewhere.
Aerith is not a cat lady. She's a cat grill. And secondly, she's
Grill?
not a cat.
Just
Let me
You're just
basically
like,
translate that for you. Aerith is not a cat lady, she's a cat whammon.
A whammon. Based. Maybe?
same thing.
Same thing. Fuzzy, you bigot. He's like, hee hee.
Then he's like, she got those hips for a reason.
Oh, she. Also, I think I see gold laced into those rocks, or bronze.
Oh,
There's-
gold.
Shiny rocks in them there hills.
There is shiny damn rocks in them hills.
I
think
like
it's
shiny. You
While
give
we're on
me
the subject
shiny.
of the CCP, I have to share this extremely shit take I recently happened to bear witness to.
God have mercy.
Oh, God.
But yes, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So, George Soros has recently been decrying China as an authoritarian shithole, which it is, and because he's decrying it as an authoritarian shithole, I know some people in conservative circles who are suddenly like, oh, China is based all of a sudden because Soros is bashing them, and it's like, wait, why do you say that? Oh, because Soros is going to destroy the West with his transgender this and gay that. And then you look at what China's been doing to its own population, and you go, but they also want to destroy culture in the exact same way.
Calm, smashed and
Your
calm.
take doesn't make sense.
Smashed and bid. Smashed and segued into politics. You tricked me. You tricked-
I don't know what you thought that was going to be.
I thought Smash. I was like, maybe Smashton's not.
No,
gonna
as soon
do
as he said, so I heard this guy talking about the CCP, it's like, yeah, I know this is going.
that. Like, look,
He
smash and
mentioned
bad.
Spurs.
Spray bottle. No.
I want to make fun of that person so much.
What you want and what you get are two different. We can discuss political stuff in private, but we're not streaming that crap. That stuff only invites bad juju. Also invites the wrong crowd. You either get tankies or you get actual Nazis. Like, both are cancer, and I
fair.
don't want to deal with them. Oh my god, I've actually...
Nazis just had the Stromgewehr, they would have been fine. It's like, God damn it, get out of here!
That's not a Nancy, that's a wereaboo.
Wereboos are people who it's like...
Really like German stuff.
If Germans would have done X, they would have been great.
They're basically like Romaboos. Romaboos are the same thing. Because Romaboos are like, oh my god, the Remans were so Remany. It's like, oh, we get it.
Yes, the Romans were Remans, yes. That's fact.
We was Reman. That's how we Reman.
And I'm pretty sure the Romans are absolute degenerates to a ridiculous level at one.
Good. They're based then.
No.
It's one of those weird things. The answer is yes and no. Like, in one hand, yes, they absolutely were degenerate, but they were also, it's like, you had to, like, be degenerate in a certain way, otherwise it was absolutely not acceptable.
It's like,
It's one of those weird things.
I remember this one ridiculous story that I didn't believe at first, where a Roman empress decided to have a contest with a
Street whore, yes.
a street whore in Rome to see who could satisfy the most men in a street.
And also, if I remember right, it was not an empress, it was a predominant daughter of one of the senatorial houses. I forget which one.
Cringe. I wanted to be
okay.
a hot Roman princess. Cringe.
But yeah, basically, she had a contest with a whore to see who would sweep with more men.
I had to look that up in a history book because I thought.
Yeah, that actually happened. She completely completely dishonored her family name, and I can't remember what the punishment was for her, but I'm pretty sure if I remember right, she was disowned and was forced to like join the equivalent of the clergy. I forget.
Priest. I just say priest.
She won't be fucking again anytime soon.
I mean, it's just.
I do like how Fuzzy just squeaks.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
But yes, that did actually happen. Yes.
I get baffled real easy at some things that I just can't logically comprehend. Just
You think that's funny? Political marriages were so normal that when a couple actually loved each other, they were mocked for it. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Political marriages were so commonplace that if you actually like had affection for your spouse, you were considered weird and odd.
How does that make sense?
The culture was very different in a society that was themed around that.
I know, it's just with Roman politics, especially during the Empire era, being as even during the Republic, being as
I mean, they were always special.
special as it is, you would think that two spouses in a political marriage that actually love each other would be a benefit because it would strengthen family bonds and everything.
No.
No, not actually, because the thing is, it was the marriage itself and specifically the offspring of that coupling that actually led to the stability between the two families. The love of the two people was completely and utterly irrelevant.
I know that's it. We think if they loved each other, it's just we only add on top of all.
I mean, look,
Yeah,
just
it's Rome. It's Rome. I just I'm gonna bet.
to
it's
counter
Rome.
your opinion, Fuzzy. Romeo and Juliet wouldn't exist as a tragedy if love had any bearing on the relationship between the two families. or the love between Romeo and Juliet had any bearing on the relationship that the two families had.
I'm just pelting people with rocks to
That
death.
wasn't
We noted.
an organized.
We
marriage.
noticed.
The thing is, their coupling was political because of both them being from prestigious families.
Slingers ready!
Rakes. Mankind's greatest weapon. Big rakes.
As the Kibs is pulling the tactic of waste all of the ammo because the AI used not to.
It's not wasting the ammo. I'm using the ammo. To dispose of my enemies. Meh, 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 meh. Perfect.
Oh, and I missed this from earlier in Twitch chat. Ah, that's where you got, or that's where you're wrong, guys. Wereboos are not real people. Damn.
Based.
I st-
Throw racks at the enemy until the enemy's dead.
Part of me is glad I don't know. Part of me is glad I don't know any of these words.
I know your
Damn.
words.
Alan Zakiv asks, does really liking Soviet and Russian military weapons, vehicles, and equipment make me a Slavaboo?
Beat him. He's like, no.
I mean, sort of.
If we're gonna go off of the standard we had previously, yes, it would make you a Slavaboo.
Slavaboo. That just sounds so stupid.
Slavaboo, I choose you. It's like, damn it.
Soviet. Sovi-boo. I don't know. It's work. I'm throwing shit at the enemy. Warfare in a
You got money.
nutshell. All the way to modern times. Barbarians are us. Donates a very generous $5. Say, Remans go re, orcs go way. Someone just got stabbed. Orc poetry. I doubt
It sounds about right.
Yeah, I
Pretty
don't.
much. Pretty much, you just gotta make sure it's broken horribly great in English.
Acosta just says, I believe they call them tankies. Damn.
Solid in defense.
Alan getting called a tanky.
I always knew Hans was a fucking tanky. He's like, Hans man judged harshly for his choices.
Tanko, Bert, bang. It's like, wrong kind of tanky, damn it.
It is.
And I just go, haha, tank goes bang bang.
We will attack them from the skies. Sky demons. Oh.
Massive man orgy in the center.
Yes, that did happen. It is literally.
That's the.
They were the wild.
That's just a Warscape thing in general. Just.
I mean, I could have microed them. I just opted not to.
I mean, you already have such a massive advantage.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't lose too many people. Is all.
Yeah, I mean, you have such rage advantage like this, and you have harpies.
The little archers like. "Eh." That's right. Run, run, you little sluts. The spearmen escapade. I don't like that. Spearmen are kind of a threat to herbies, I think. They're considered low threat, but they're going to be hitting them in the rear, which is not good.
Victory is close enough to taste.
Heavy sword skirmishers, owie. Just throw all the melee.
What an oxymoron of a, like, job category. Heavy melee skirmisher.
They just have like a bunch of great swords at their hip, and then they proceed to hammer throw them at people.
Basically, yes.
Oh no, better yet. It's like when you're playing Smash Brothers and you get the hammer power up, but it's with like a Zweihander.
Should have got burns.
String of Zweihanders just starts popping out of these dudes.
Smash. I made so many people hate me back in the day with how I would pull the most retarded tactics in Smash, especially in the Wii version. I made some people very salty. What I would do is, if it was a one-on-one, I would always win because I would play Bowser, use a special grapple move that they would flip in the air, and I would bring both of us out of bounds.
Of
Other
course
person
you
would
play
die first.
Bowser, yes.
Other person would die first just because of one hitbox.
I don't like how he's
No, it's
getting
just,
mad.
yeah. And you could repeat this over and over again, and there will be nothing they can do about it because it's so easy to do, and it would always result in me winning.
You see, Arrowman, you can say that I say that's an oxymoron, but Steiner Scout Lance. But Steiner Scout Lance. The thing is, the Steiner Scout Lance is a meme for that exact reason. It's an oxymoron of a statement.
Hans is using big words again. Ban him. He's like, no, he's just sorry.
I mean, it's only 7 letters long, dude.
It's bigger than
Actually, no, 8
usual.
letters.
You can't even count, you fucking monkey. He's like, fuck, I tried to look smart and only ended up looking stupid.
I corrected myself.
It's like,
I
wait,
got it
that's what
right.
I went to school for.
I used to be a bit of a weeaboo. Then I became a cultured man and never came back, says Marcos. You uncultured swine. See,
You see, for a second, I thought that was going to go a different way. He's like, first I was a weeaboo, but then I cultured up, and then I became a wereaboo.
Oh, that's an interesting kill animation. His leg came off and got stabbed.
Just came off mysteriously. Couldn't know. I don't know the reason why.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later, Hans, okay? This is mystery.
Even more unstoppable.
There's a lot of enemy armies, but
Have you actually challenged someone to battle yet?
nope. I'm intending to wipe out the Athenians first and then sue for
Oh,
peace.
no. Don't you have like some challenges that are over here? Or are they all against Trojan?
I don't know. I have no idea how
Like,
to
you should check that, because I have a feeling you might have some guys that are nearby.
I can challenge them right now.
No. I mean, like, factions that are... Okay, so you do have guys over here.
What did the challenges give you?
Bonuses. Really?
Ajax the Great.
Wouldn't there be a character from Athens that you can challenge?
Nope.
I would think.
I'm not.
They not
None
have
of the
any-
ones I'm at war with, it seems. Whatever. I'll challenge them later. First, I kill Athens. Then I solidify my power base and become a powerful keep. Unworthy of Mordor. Kib, that is different IP. That's not even related to Troy.
Great deeds await.
And then Kib just going... Brr, 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 brr.
We are in accord.
It's like, Kib, retarded.
Kibs is retarded.
You're just mad
What else
because
is
it's
there?
smarter
I
than
never
you.
falter.
It's like, yeah.
You'd
no.
wish.
Yeah.
You'd wish.
I'm not to wish.
That's when
for
Kib's like,
you.
you're just mad because I use Common Core for math.
God damn, I don't even know how Common Core works
Hey,
anymore.
Kibs, can you do addition?
He's like, shut up, stop making fun of me.
Hey, what's a division sign?
That's a good question. One day we'll learn.
You'll learn.
Deadliest enemy.
Expired barters per range. I don't care about your borders. Oh,
Bye,
border
Macross.
you. Bye, Macross. Bye.
Good
The
night.
new Rhea piece is coming along very nice. Just wait till you hear it. I don't know what we're gonna name the track yet. Like, one working name idea I suggested to Robert was Wrath of the Firstborn, but it really depends on
Yes.
how it feels.
It's like, no, we're not calling the first mix that.
We're not. It's not a mix. It's an OST, part of the OST.
So
It
does your
sounds
video
good.
game have a beach episode?
In a way, but not in the way you're thinking. It's a very
He's like, there's no
different.
clothes in my beach episode.
Damn. It's an orgy beach. Just like, what? The fuck?
Kib's just like, what? They get horny on occasion, it happens.
Everybody's gotta put PP in Vagoo sometime. She's like, oh my god.
Go.
Yeah, Vagoo.
You're forgetting he's
I will
retarded.
not
You
break.
forget.
I should just keep a beating stick every time.
Next
Kibs
question.
gets, like,
Which of your female characters has the biggest penis?
Engage the foe.
That's a question that'll remain unanswered. First. We must
Question
kill
gets
the
the next
Athenians
beating.
again.
I'm asking for Bogue.
You mean Boog?
Yeah.
Call him Boog.
That's a
Kid. What-
question
what
only
would
the
you call-
artist can answer.
It's
you
true.
mean Latinx.
Right, I'll DM Sella.
There was a time when it was funny to call Boog Latinx because he would be like, "Eeh," but like now he just doesn't care. Now he just-
You know what he still cares about?
What?
The fact that he paid money for the Gundam Seed portraits.
Oh my
It's even
god!
funnier
Yes.
the fact that It's even funnier the fact that I still refuse to change it.
Jay McWarren like kind of sucks though.
He's like, no, I
Rebecca,
didn't
That's the
realize.
true Latinx representation we needed in the world.
I concur.
We're gonna be up there on that hill, you little cringy Achaeans. Like, whoa, bro, we're just Achaeans. Like, I hate saying Achaeans. Achaeans make me feel like I'm some sort of sweaty weeaboo. Achaeans. Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Call them Achaeans.
these
Do it.
Athenians will die. Uh-oh, Boog is listening. F you, Smashed, and says Boog. For 20 tacos.
Well done, Sebastian. You're a good boy. You got Kibasa as a treat.
I feel oddly patronized by that statement.
Why? Are you a
Thank you for the donation. Boopity boopity boop. Did you know that the
All I
bad
can think
guys are
about
up
hearing
here?
him say that is roses are red, violets are blue. Boog is into Gundam Seed. How about you?
Boogman, madman. Boogman, upset.
Boog is especially looking forward to the third installment of Gundam Seed that is going to be coming out this year or next.
They are? Nice. I don't know what that
Yep.
is, but fuck you.
It's probably going to suck.
If I had to
That's why
guess,
he's gonna like
yes.
it.
Declaration Pub on Twitch says, talking about bad English, what about Arch saying apple?
What did he say? I never pay attention to him half the time. No, when Arch talks, I just sort of zone out. Arch is listening right now. He's like,
What's that blue? What's that blue effect? Is that some kind of a bonus?
They dropped an
Aegis
ability.
Palace. Melee
Oh.
defense and magic, or no, magic. Missile resistance.
Excuse me, can you pronounce that one more time?
Shut up, whore. Now that you've learned a valuable lesson, Hands.
You see, he realized that he said it wrong after I called him out.
Hands man, man. Hands man wishes he was a woman. Hands man, woman man. Woman, hands
If I was a woman,
Maybe
I'd probably be able to exploit that
Nah,
a
he's
lot
a
more.
Womixen.
Womixen.
Yep, Womixen.
I want to be Mexican.
Shut up, Hands. No one asked you what you wanted to be. We only demanded what you would be.
Hey,
I mean, your parents asked you what you wanted to be at one point, but, you know, they were just patronizing you. It's okay.
They're like, shut the fuck up, Hands. He's like, they're mean.
I don't even remember what I wanted to be as a kid.
Lothar donates 26
I'm
euros
gonna
say,
guess fire truck astronaut man.
do any of the female main characters have abs? I mean, it depends on how much they do battle, I guess. Rhea would have some abs on her soft little belly. Wouldn't be so soft.
I mean,
He's a
if you pay to commission fan art of it, I'm sure it'll exist.
For the right price, she can have as big abs you really want.
Basically becomes Armstrong.
Prophet of
Thick
Hashut
thighs,
says,
abs and
hey
big.
Fuzzy, do you play Orcs? I'm gonna read that because he didn't want me to read that.
which game?
Do you play Orcs in general with a Z and a K? What other game would that be? Who the fuck spells Orcs like they're retarded?
Tolkien. Then you shut the fuck up.
Games Workshop, you dummy!
To answer the question, yes, they're one of the factions I play. In Warhammer 1, I played Orcs and Vampire Counts. In
What about in tabletop for Warhammer? Because you're into that.
I have not played tabletop at all. I'm into the universe, but tabletop I've never gotten into. Games, yes. Some of the books.
We're just gonna pepper them till we're out of ammo, and then we're gonna go in there and we're gonna fuck them up.
Lothar is just like, Armstrong's a
One of your
bit
units
much
has
though.
no more
Yes,
ammunition.
that's the point of me saying that.
Forward we go!
How many of them can we kill?
A lot more if they turn around.
True.
I was gonna say, I like how that one guy's just chilling there when all of his buddies are running.
He's like, you know what, I think I'm fine.
I mean, to be fair, so far he's not wrong.
Heavy sword skirmishers. These guys are going to be the tricky little guys to get through.
Heavy sword skirmishers.
It's not a very good name.
Again, it's like it's such a.
What's their stats?
It's beautiful. I love the image. I'm not even watching the game.
These are heavy sword skirmishers, and they honestly look like the most bare minimally armored, but
You
armored
wanna know what
dudes.
those guys look like? They look like light infantry from Rome 1.
They look like the light Iberian infantry that, but with smaller shields. Like the ones from Spain.
Yeah, kinda.
In terms of armor and infantry type, heavy.
Keep
Those are
shooting.
medium at best. In terms of aesthetics.
Okay, it's time to just run in there and kill every last one of them until there isn't any more of them left.
If you're done peppering them, you just
I mean, one of your slingers still has ammo.
Yep, that's fine. They don't have the troops to stop me anymore. The age of them being able to escape their coming righteous wrath and fury is over. The age
know
of
the melee
getting
just-
fucked is begun.
Okay, then Kibs, bend over.
No!
bend over. Sebastian has a long pointy shaft he wants to shove up there.
See, I was
You're so desperate
always
for it.
sure you were gay, and now I have proof.
Begun
Irrefutable.
the back war. Begun the backdoor wars have.
Begun the cringy gay boy wars.
Definitely, this scenario does show why harpies are useful. It's just the enemy does not have the melee to.
Here's the issue. Sure, harpies can do this, but would you be better served having another slinger or another unit that you could better use elsewhere?
I think the harpies are fine because I can
Your
basically
hero is
silence
under
the
attack.
ranged units for good.
Still say they have their uses here.
I'm not saying harpies don't have their uses. I'm just saying typically
Oh,
the
But he's
answer I
also
have
saying they don't
to
have uses. What?
Well, I was saying, typically my answer to specialized units like this is, for the majority of the time, I'm usually better served by a more basic unit that can help just support either more ranged combat or just be another physical block in the way to my ranged units.
Yeah, fair enough. I just really like playing some of these units. That's more fun.
Like, I get that. It's just for me, it's like, okay, this is an additional unit that I have to now think of how to use properly.
At least with the harpies, it's more clear cut. These are more harasser flanking.
And yeah, their role is fairly self-explanatory.
Ajax! Spears!
You
Giants!
will beg for mercy.
Rout, you little pussy, rout.
Awaiting orders.
Those little shockwaves here.
Yes.
Those are giants.
Oh, okay, good. Nice.
A shame they're not Skyrim giants, where they just smash on the ground and then send people into the stratosphere.
Look at the same effect I saw in Warhammer.
For the Achaeans.
Where'd you get those? Is that a unit you got from the beginning?
He
No,
started with them in his
You
army.
can get giants pretty quick when you're playing Mythos. They're not the most rare unit.
Okay.
They require
No, they-
special building to recruit.
You're a pathetic
So they'd be essentially your troops.
warrior.
Not really. They're not that big.
Also, these guys, it seems, actually have more versatility than trolls did.
Unstoppable!
They're different types, like ranged versions and stuff like that.
Destroy the foe! On the move! Don't hold back!
Alan, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised you even bothered looking up what a tanky is.
I'm definitely not one, he says. It's basically calling somebody a brony. It's
Oh,
pretty
God,
cringe.
Oh, bronies.
He's
I don't
because
get it,
he's
to be honest.
triggered.
I don't get it. It's not that I'm triggered, I just don't get it.
Triggered, fuzzy, triggered.
No mercy.
Spears!
Glory awaits us.
Masters of war.
I forgot I wanted to look at that army book today.
What are you looking?
Ready to serve.
With the RP. Remember that army book for the Skaven armies that Arch said we can look at?
As in the tabletop army book?
Yeah.
Yes, for Skaven armies. I meant to look that up.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Which edition? 8th edition, I'm assuming?
I have no fucking idea.
March!
Skaven 6th edition.
You're about to know the power.
Damn, Aldog out of nowhere. It's like, yep, definitely tanky.
Doggy, no. Doggy's like, boyky, boyky. He borks and squirks. Borkums wants in, Borkums gets in. He's like, Borky, Borky. Nah. How you doing, Borkums?
Kind of watch play this game.
You're trying? He's like, it's too difficult.
I don't know. Like
I give
after
up.
the last, after how much everyone shit talked the last one. And just
I
how they
only picked it
bitched-
up for the sake of just streaming it, so because streaming.
He streamed it for 8 hours this morning.
I was pretty skeptical
I saw
about
that.
streaming this game, but I was like, fuck it, I need to stream some new games to get some fucking new viewership, to get up that sub-squeaking number. I gotta do the YouTube stuff if I want to grow the YouTube stuff, so I was like, fine, I'll fucking pick it up and stream it. I'm not gonna make anyone else do that, though. It's not bad, but it's not, like, amazing. It's got some interesting stuff.
What did you say they took out from Three Kingdoms?
Settlement damage. All the settlement damage stuff is gone. I can't burn down the settlement. There's no barricades from what I can tell, or anything like that. There's no defensive towers for the settlements that I've seen thus far. Settlements are just like slightly defensible positions. It's still better than Total War Warhammer, because Total War Warhammer offers none of that. So
They got rid of that for Three Kingdoms?
no,
Three Kingdoms had it.
This gun
Yeah, he's saying it was removed from that game.
It's the good old creative assembly of people bitched about the AI not handling it, so what do? They removed it.
They just give up instantly.
Oh god.
Okay. Because I like popped into your Archcast thing, and I was like kind of skimming through it, because Arch tends to just not shut the fuck up half the time.
Don't be mean to Bart.
Dude, he rambles real bad. I have to play his thing on like 2 times speed, and when there's something that you try to say, he cuts you off. And I'm just like,
no, this is
okay.
the beauty of times 2 speed.
The Kibs is a profound speaker, I know. I am pretty amazing. He's like, that's not what I mean.
Plus 70 to melee skill for your hero.
People like
if you
to
use
tell
that
me.
weapon.
What?
You got a weapon that said plus 70 to melee skill.
Heracles' sword? Nice. Can I...
Heracles.
Shut your mouth.
You know he's intentionally saying it wrong.
Little shit.
But Heracles' sword is actually way the fuck better.
It makes you a better actual fighting combatant.
Black 1917, nice $2 to say, I have returned the Prince Division. Hi, Doge. Doge's like, I'll breed him later. He's like, what?
Lots to breed.
So,
You should have a counter
no.
for how many. You should have a counter for how many times Kibs says breed.
That is true, though. I forgot the added resources to this shit.
Yes, food is
yeah.
basically for upkeep of military units. Wood is for, like, building stuff, so is stone. Bronze is needed to recruit units, and gold can be used to basically just trade stuff. It's a bit tedious. It's kind of charming, but it's also kind of annoying.
It's one of those things where it's nice, but after using it for a while, it's like there's a reason a lot of games tend to reduce the number of currencies people have.
Well, they tend to gamify the currency. Like, gold is the go-to universal thing, and then everything else is like tradables that feed into gold. Not... Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's like usually people end up simplifying it down to, okay, how much gold?
I like the background of the map. That's pretty.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
style-wise, this
it's
game is fine.
Fantastic art direction.
I wish you could see some of the reveal some of that more. Instead of
Like
having to do
sometimes
this
in the
weird
battles,
zoom in.
if I look up at the sky, I can see Zeus staring down at me. He's like,
He's like, oh, you better be worshiping me. I'm gonna come down and fuck your wife. It's a horse.
He'll do it anyways, though.
Doge, let's keep it real. Doge, let's keep this real. Zeus would fuck his wife anyway.
He's like,
He's like, yeah, that's true.
He doesn't need a reason.
Yeah, he'd just do it anyway.
It's like
John on Twitch asks, which is better, Heracles or Hercules?
Heracles is his actual name, isn't it?
It's
Akalugalis.
choose one. They're both the same.
Basically, yeah.
One is Roman, one is Greek, and Romans. I mean, technically, do you want to go with the original? It's Heracles.
Whatever,
The
just
Greeks-
pronounce it Heracles.
Her ankles, yes.
Her ankles.
Her ankles.
Jango Jangos.
That's a lot of buildings.
Never best.
I'm killing the Athenians because they're blue, and I'm tired of their shit.
He's tired of their Dabadine and
They're
Dabadayan.
like, we have democracy. I'm like, shut up. And like, oh.
okay, you're my slave.
Kibs is like, peace through military dictatorship.
Basically.
Oh, there's an army there for you.
I've yet to start my expedition to get one of the legendary Beastie Boys.
Yeah, Ajax's thing seems to be dueling other strong peoples.
He's
We
kind
haven't
of like
done any of
Lubu,
those yet.
from what I can tell.
The legendary Beastie Boys. Great hip-hop artists of the Bronze Age.
Dojon Catgirl breeding Dojin win. You know, there was a fanfic. I'm surprised there isn't any Dogex Aerith pictures yet. We've lucked out.
Was Renraid working on that one?
I don't know. Maybe.
What?
We might not never know. That's a lot of veteran units.
Fellow spearmen.
I knew those
To
little
be
islands
fair-
are gonna have to go back to at some point.
The thing is, like, in the grand scheme of thing, like, this island right here, not useful.
It is
like, it's
consuming
annoying.
resources to trade.
Well, but it's not like one of the. It's not the big settlement for this province.
It's still something you want to control, though.
I don't want to lose
Yes,
anything.
but it's like if you're going to trade cities, I'd rather trade like major ones for minor ones.
I don't
So
see
it's
God in the
Zeus-
sky. Not
You
here.
don't see-
Sometimes he is. There's some stuff in the background, Doge.
Stuff like that I appreciate. I wish I could fight in that
Also,
general
the
area.
sea serpent off in the sea when the map actually starts.
Actually, sometimes it wiggles like a giant sea serpent, like slurping around in the water.
Shit's terrifying.
Also, blood in the water. They've added like splash effects for infantry in the water, and also blood will drain down the river, and it's kind of cute. I don't think the AI is gonna go for that though. I think they're gonna stay over here.
Might be able to bottleneck.
Oh, do you have a specialist spear unit?
Yeah, Island Spearman.
No. I thought you had one of the Ajax's special spearmen.
Nah, they're just island boys. Or should I say island sluts?
Well, nice. They got some big boxy shields.
Leave them alone, Dogerton. They don't understand what they do. Like, we bonky bonky with sticky sticky. So, based.
Okay, Kyle. Warhammer 3 something will revolutionize. I don't know.
I think you're trying to trigger me, and you're failing. No.
Dude, I wanted to, but then I got angry saying those words, and I'm just like, I fucking. Ew.
We actually talked to somebody who's kind of new to the franchise. I was like, I hear people say the game bad a lot. It's like, yes. Anybody who's a fan of the IP generally for a long time is always mad about Total War Warhammer because a lot of people wanted it to be a lot more, and were so disappointed with how lazy they were with it.
I'll never forget how disappointed. My Troll Slayers, what do? They rush, they jump, and then they bap the ogre's toes over and over. They're like little fucking yappy dogs wanting your attention, nibbling on the toes. Dude, as soon as I saw that, that's when I was just like, this game sucks.
And I'm looking at the
Troll Slayers are supposed to be cool. What is this?
They're
Not
toe
cool.
slayers, actually.
Dude, they're toe slayers, dude.
It's like, let me trim your toenails for you with my axe. It's like, okay.
Ugh.
They don't climb all
what
over
I've
the
seen-
troll. Like, that would have been so
And-
cool, but...
And from what I've seen of Kibs live, I wasn't that impressed, and I don't like
It's
the
just
direction
bears
they're
and
going with
ice.
it. It's like there's nothing to it other than those two.
Oh, they have no archers? No, they do.
They have one, from what I remember.
Yeah, it's mostly spears from what I remember of their army composition.
If I can just hold them back there.
Oh well.
Oh, I missed this a little bit ago, but John clarified. It's more an argument between clubs, or I'm assuming in regards to Heracles or Hercules, and swords, Herc.
Please, it's Heracles.
Oracle.
So basically, it's just the interpretations of which one you want. Big club or sword?
Both serve same purpose. Heroic deeds.
Yeah, it's the same archetype, no matter which one you pick.
Yeah, the Greek one was the club, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Or
sure
no?
the Greek one was the club.
Actually, I don't know. Maybe not. Both would be clubbing. Well, the AI. Yeah, clubbing seals. Wow, I love how they're just like, we're gonna march into one side.
That's
And
fine.
get fucking
That's why I
pelted.
put them on separate sides so I can do this.
They're not even trying to split.
It doesn't matter. AI's dumb. But what about the other side?
We're holding them there. That's all we can do.
Jesus, that's a mosh. The fucking mosh pits are back.
Yeah,
I never left.
I just say Doge, they never left.
they're even.
I don't
worse in
know.
this
I looked at fucking
Oh, no, no.
Twitter.
Sorry, I messed up.
Lords, and I'm just like, this one dude in Eastern Europe did things that these British fucks can't do.
I just
yeah.
realized I messed up the meme. I should have said always has been.
Right.
I haven't paid attention to Mandalords, but some of the tech demos he's shown.
Just from what I've heard, they have a mechanic that interests me more than any of the modern Total War stuff. The idea that a unit can move backwards, yet still face the enemy.
I know, right? It's such a
One
like
person.
a basic idea that's never been implemented.
Honestly, it's a thing where peasants should not be able to do it because
One
they're
of your units
peasants,
has
but
no more
It's
ammunition.
not like
Train-
yeah.
Trained
trained
troops, yes.
infantry. Trained infantry, it disorganizes them. It does freak them out because you're retreating a little bit. But, like, they should be able to do that because, you know, I always get triggered seeing in Rome 2. I'm like, back up, switch with the, you know, the second line
Yep.
infantry, and then they run. And then, since the AI is weird, they'll mosh pit harder in the back because they switch to a charging, chasing stance. And you'll just take more casualties. What you were trying to avoid just makes it worse, and it's just like, well, fuck it, grind them down, I guess.
Yeah, like the thing you would have to do is basically like, time it perfectly so the reinforcements you're trying to put in there are charging, so they counteract
Your
the
warriors
enemy's
are
charge when
losing
you're
heart.
trying to pull the other unit out.
The game just wants you to grind everything
One
that it
person,
does.
one person was able to do something in 800 multi-million-dollar companies still can't do or refuse.
It's just they could do it. Just they don't care to.
Yeah, no, they can do it. It's not about like Creative Assembly can do it and could do it way better
It's a
than
lack
him.
of desire.
Yes, there's no need for them to do it. Creative Assembly can do it better than that one guy easily. That's not even a joke. That's not even a challenge for them. They just choose not to do it. That's what's
just
so infuriating.
Yeah, it's the notion of people were asking him like, "Oh, could you do this?" And he went like, "I can try," and then he tried and it worked. But then everyone's been asking that for Creative Assembly, and they go like, "I don't hear you. What are you saying? Oh, remove features? Okay, we can do that."
What's that? There's this really fucking obscure bug that's kind of a pain in the ass to pull off. Fuck it. If you want to move an army, it needs general. That one always annoys me.
AI is always a bitch, but it still hurts. Like the one that annoys me the most is we don't know how to do stuff with naval, so we removed a literal feature in our game that's been there for a long time. We're just getting rid of it.
We give up. Yeah, that was annoying.
That's the one that annoys me, cause like trying to fuck with AI, annoying, really annoying. But like a feature like that where you're just being lazy, that's meh, whatever.
Leaves a sour taste. I know what you mean.
That's very sour.
Always on target.
Naked
Ooh,
dudes.
that's chunky.
Die.
Sons of Akia!
Thy Ares, your warriors are
He goes
valiant.
like, "I want to bap you, chunk." At least there's some fighting. You're watching. It's cool.
So Punk pushes him back. He really likes that.
Does he have like a club? I can't really tell.
He does
It
have a
looks
club.
like a maze.
It's like a mace club, yeah.
Oh, even your insults are pathetic.
I think we can both agree, bonky stick.
Ugh.
Bonky stick that has shark barbs, apparently.
I think I'm losing.
No?
No, I'm winning.
Granted,
I don't have a lot of health.
he's a melee hero, you're ranged hero, so I think just off that alone, he has the edge.
Yeah, you are. I mean, I don't know.
Just from
My
looking at
birds
the
come
heroes'
back.
duels that I've seen, melee heroes in general outclass ranged heroes.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Pretty much.
You can't intervene, can you?
Like,
In
not
this
the
one,
base
I don't
troops,
think you can.
But I can actually. With
archers.
slingers.
It's funny, your melee units will wait till the duel's over before engaging, but your ranged units, like, fuck this honor crap.
What honor?
We win, therefore honorable.
Pelt him with
We-
rocks in honorable battle.
We tell the story since we are victors.
He dishonorably charged our swingers, so our swingers pelted him to death.
There might be some friendly fire.
Ooh, ow. He's just a garrison commander anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just a garrison commanding officer, dude. Oh, we ran out of fucking rocks already?
No, you have rocks.
No, there's one dude who was meleeing you. He's dead now.
I love that though. Like, if one unit in these new games is engaging the entire unit, or sorry, rephrase it, if one model is engaging the entire unit just fucking waits till it dies before it does ranged combat.
Oh yeah, you will win because you're fucking you cheating son of a bitch.
No. You see the enemy, like, in shameful display, charged the swingers. So the swingers defended themselves.
Now I'm just gonna
I'll
have the
let him know.
officer shoot him. Pew. Yeah. Pew.
You know, a little bit off topic, but The more
Yes,
I play
choose the
MechWarrior
people.
5, yeah, unfortunately. Wait, what?
Awaiting orders. Onward.
But no, seriously. The more I play MechWarrior 5, the more I am of the belief that the entire Heroes of the Inner Sphere DLC is cut content.
The whole game is cut content. That may be true, says Smash. Dead burbs.
To be fair, the entire game feels like really bare bones, honestly. Like, it's a decent platform for a good game, but it's like, the game's just not there, really.
Like, Heroes of the Inner Sphere together with the base game is what I think the base game was supposed to be. What it was supposed to launch as.
Goes to show all that epic money didn't do really anything for them. They still had to cut content.
It went to beer. All beer.
Either that or the development was in such shambles when they started the whole pre-order shenanigans that they had so much polishing to do in order to somehow justify the fact that they took the epic money that otherwise it would have been even more embarrassing had they actually released what they had done up until that point. It would have been probably running even worse than MechWarrior Online on launch and now.
Hero Man. Ho.
Hello.
Stamp.
He just looks around. I turned up the blood a bit, but not to the max.
Both are both the splatter and the size are, I think, at like 200 some odd %.
Yeah, to 300. Yep. There goes his head. It just makes it easier to see from a distance.
Yeah.
Oh, he routed. Pussy. I might lose this still.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, the retard literally charged in there and decided to show his back to the most of the enemy.
Honestly, I think you just need to blob the enemy and then get some units on the other side of them.
Yeah, I don't have any units that are fast.
You've blooded the enemy quite a bit, though.
We have.
I'll be right back.
Filthy Athenian pigoos.
Wonder, is this watching now, or is that only done?
Is this what?
That thing where Zeus looks down on you?
Nope. No god in heaven. It's not like a 3D model. It's just like a texture. He's like staring at you like.
Still a nice little touch.
What's on fucking Mortal View today?
He's like, Mortal's doing mortal stuff. Wow.
An interesting a battle. I think I'll watch it.
Oh god. Look at them go.
They're thwacking at each other.
This way, our battle's a little bit slow.
I mean, it's a mosh pit. Like, there's no maneuvering here. It's just throw everything in there and hope to God we can kill some.
No, this is before the phalanx.
It is. There was no phalanx yet. They're like, what? Formation fighting? Cringe.
Yeah, because if you had the street sweepers in here, that'd be great.
Some pikemen.
Pike.
Gone.
Fucking pike. What are they called? Pelicays? something? I forgot their name.
Pelagists?
Peltis?
Phalangidaes or phalangites?
Hey, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it was something along those lines.
Yeah, it's whatever the name that fucking Alexander gave. 'Cause I think he's the one that kind of. Huh?
Polites?
No, it's like phalangites or something.
Yeah, it's with a PH, so kind of F.
Oop, wrong button.
Whatever. It's like they had the little baby shield, but they had the fucking pikes.
Yeah.
It's fucking pokey. They had a giant ass pikes too. Like they're fucking 8, 10, like huge.
I can imagine the strength you needed to carry those.
Game, stop doing that. Game, I want to minimize. Well, men, are we holding them? Like, not really.
Are they?
The men are fleeing battle. Get from us.
The Slinger boys are gonna be in deep shit soon. They're now in deep shit.
At your command. Defeat is losing. Endless duty.
You're really gonna grind all those people to death.
Thwacky, thwacky, thwacky.
Retreat! Hungry for glory. Wreak havoc! Defeat is looming.
We're not gonna win, though.
Ready to serve.
Take care. You are losing ground.
Go at them! Strike hard!
Thwacky, thwacky.
For the Achaeans! Massacre them!
Bam. Oh my god, that unit just ran through me. That's fucking special.
The foe is capturing your victory point.
We might be able to win this.
I'm so.
Get that Athenian cringe flag out of here, noob.
What?
You have lost a victory point.
It's ticking down fast now. That's bad. And they got another veterancy pip. Yeah, we probably lost. No,
Yeah,
we're taking unit loss penalty from army loss. Which is strange considering the percentage they lost is almost equal, if not greater, than mine. Which is weird that they haven't taken penalty, but I think that's because they're standing next to the flag.
Does the flag give a bonus? That's the only other.
Probably.
I know that's been a feature in previous games where flags give a pretty decent moral bonus.
Whoa, boy.
Yeah, you made a blade.
We did. With a garrison, so it's not too bad. Ow.
I could have won that if they hadn't catch me.
That's a club. He used a club to decapitate me. I saw that game.
I am back.
Sharp club.
I was talking about this before, about some of the animations from Three Kingdoms, where it's like, that guy just stabbed the other guy through his stomach with an axe.
I swear to God, they're so lazy with their animations in their game, it's not even funny. Jesus Christ, dude, I'm not giving you all my food for all that wood. Fuck you.
It can't be that hard to put in some.
Still, regardless, I think this might be a good start to call it here, Chantaroodles.
Yeah, you got decently into the campaign.
Only decently. Oh, Dorgerton just disintegrates when we do that. Okay. That's kind of weird.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I'm dead.
Either way, chat, we'll see you guys tomorrow in tomorrow's streams. Good night.
See you later
chat.
today.
Yeah, later today. Fuck, I always forget what time it is. Either way, good night, chat. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye. Don't forget, Discord is in the
Night.
description.